the biggest and the strongest.
Kill the other boys!
Alrighty, welcome back, boys and gal, if if y'all in there. Welcome to another not legendary lord. Welcome to another capture point tournament here on Total War Warhammer 3. Let's see if we can get a screen blocker here. There's Mazdamundi in all of his glory. Today we're doing a new player tournament for all the guys who want to try out the game, see what's up, see what's going on with the Warhammer multiplayer action. I think it's very much worth everybody's while. I'm pretty sure, yep, I'm in Koala's game with Guy. I believe this is the second game because everybody's doing a best of 3 for each round, which is very cool. I'm going to be continually posting some links in Discords because I basically got up way later than I thought intentionally first anticipated. Because last night was a busy night, so I will go ahead and do that while we await the players making their builds, so we can get everybody up to speed, everybody aware that our glorious stream is happening. Yes, we need to post in every which way, every which place. So yeah, I'll probably just play the Orc theme song again. I'll leave the Mazdamundi and the that screen up though, yeah. And I'll be right back after I'm done posting these glorious links. Alright.
We're not going anyplace scary.
Time for foot slogging, boys!
The biggest, I'm the boss.
Which button makes this thing go? I'm dead hard and ready for stomping!
Send me to the fight.
It is time. We cannot put off any longer. It is the battle screen. So, let's hop right back into it and see what's up. I do think after this game I need to change my camera settings because I actually am on... Oh, someone just conceded. Well, hold on. Let me get the screen blocker real quick. Maybe not. Let's see. Okay, well, see everybody's army here. You don't need to see that. I guess somebody was not prepared or something. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there. Or some kind of issue. Let me put the green block back up. The swole Mazdamundi still kicking it. Let's see. Okay, it looks like we're relaunching immediately here. Something, I think it may be the wrong map, perhaps. Yeah, there's just the wrong map. There you go. There we go. Everything is as it should be now. Yes, yes. Okay, let me also raise this mic up. Hold on. Okay, we should be better for the mic and everything involved there. Let's see, is the gain not up far enough? Maybe right there? Yeah, probably like right there. There we go. Okay, Yeah, let's get rid of the screen blocker once again. We're going to be seeing Koala versus the Mighty Guy. Might Guy. And, yeah, let's see if we can slow down the camera movements a little bit, because we do want that sweet, juicy cinematic smoothing here. Get that a little bit, and then get that movement speed a little down there, like right about there. Bam. Okay, great. And I think it actually will reset the camera here back to standard. So, excellent. We'll be right on track. Alrighty. Yeah, let's take a look-see for Koala first with the Chaos Dwarves. He's going to be rocking the Sorcerer Prophet of Death. We got, of course, the Flaming Breath that comes with a Bale Taurus, I believe he took. He has the Spirit Leech, the Fate of Buna, the Fate of Balanced, and a lot of other juicy stuff here. Blazing Body, Life Leeching, the lore passive. Very good stuff. I think that's all he has for his HQ. Then his monstrous stuff is going to be looking like another Bale Taurus for some extra terror. I'm not exactly sure 2 Bale Tauruses necessary here, but perhaps against the might that is the Grail Knights in this particular meta. We have a Skullcracker, which is very good as well. And this thing is basically just a menace to infantry in general, but also just like a lot of different stuff, as it just has a lot of good damage on this charge. You know, for some reason it does a shit ton of damage. In addition, we have 3 Bull Centaur Renderers with the Great Weapon, so 3 of those Great Weapon, good old mutated Bull Chaos Dwarf boys. Very nice. Then a line of laborers. We have 5 Goblin laborers and 4 Orc laborers. The Orc laborers are kind of hefty and have armor piercing, very low stats, and then the Goblin laborers are just pretty much trash. For the Bretonnians here, it looks like we have Henry, the Massive, charging in with some Pegasus Knights right off rip into this Chaos Sorcerer Prophet Lord. And this is going to be very good engagement initially for the Pegasus Knights and Henry. They're going to do a lot of damage, but also in prolonged with Spirit Leech, and considering the Sorcerer Prophet has healing, technically, when opponents cast spells. This could be bad in terms of just throwing away your Pegasus Knights if you don't have a way to save them. So the Fey Enchantress is kind of far away. She's the HQ for today for the Bretonnians, and she does have some healing. But the Pegasus Knights, unless they come back, could be in danger here. Looks like the Companions of Cornell is getting some cheeky charges on the Orc Laborers as they're kind of running away. Still get some good penetration there. And the Pole, the Men-Arms, and Foot Squire, those Foot Squires for some armor piercing, very nice, are charging into the Labor line, and they will absolutely obliterate them one-on-one. Henry is still up in here one-on-one with the Chaos Sorcerer Prophet, Lord of Death. It's a long fucking title name. And honestly, Henry is putting in work, and I really would try to land your Lord at this point. That's what the land feature is for with the flying units. But Henry also might not like getting gangbanged by 2 Bale Tauruses, but with some healing, he might be able to actually finish that snipe. Grail Guardians coming in hot with the Bull Centaurs, got their charge off, so the Bull Centaurs are actually at a disadvantage for now, especially with the tankiness of Grail Guardians. They don't have... oh yeah, they do have AP now. Great, yeah, so these guys will probably lose unless they get the hell out of dodge, because Grail Knights and Grail Guardians in the current meta are just absolutely bonkers bananas. They're just very, very good. Bale Taurus is very healthy, though. Let's see what the balance of power looks like. It looks like our Chaos Dwarf boys are favored slightly, but let's see how the capture point's going, and it is in favor of the Chaos Dwarves. They're maintaining capture still. It is interesting, I guess it hasn't fully captured for red yet, so you do want to finish those caps when you can. To make sure that the point is, you know, ticking in your favor. It's always a good benefit to have, because near the end of this game mode, it will start to speed up, and those points can be a factor if you're not careful. So, Bull Centaur renders, basically the only thing left on the field for the Chaos Dwarves in terms of strong ground presence, but there's not a lot in terms of just value for the Bretonnians left as well. Pegasus Knights got thoroughly wrecked, and they didn't really finish their snipe on the Sorcerer Prophet. And what I would like to say with that Henry play is, yeah, you definitely want to get out early when you see the writing on the wall, for sure. I know it's tempting to try to goon out the Lord as quickly as possible. And this is actually kind of going pretty horribly. I don't know if I would have landed here with the Sorcerer Prophet, considering he's surrounded by a bunch of pole arms, and the Pegasus Knights are actually coming back. I'm not sure if the Fey Enchantress... Yeah, she's dropping a little Earth Blood to get some heals off, which will be very nice. And now the Sorcerer Prophet will actually go down. That was kind of a big blunder by Koala there. But it was kind of a wacky first engagement here. We'll see if the Sorcerer Prophet Lord routes here or dies. Could be a very tough shout for the Chaos Dwarves. I will say the one thing that is spooky in this particular situation is the fact that Skullcracker is still around and healthy. Essentially, this thing is very hard to kill, and it does a lot of damage. Along with these Bull Centaurs being alive. Yep. That actually will be a concede for the Bretonnians. So, unless that Lord died and some other stuff happened, I guess we'll save this. Chaos Dwarf versus Brett. New mod. Okay, well, we'll save it in the files. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at the value here. So, the Sorcerer Prophet Lord did get a good amount of value. Not enough to pay for himself, I don't think, but got some good magic off, survived the goon from Henry and the Pegasus Knights here. Now, I think it was just a case of, like, kind of players trying to figure out how to, deal with Lord gooning. I think you really have to be kind of careful when you do that now. There's no ranged in the Chaos Dwarf army, which is very strange for Chaos Dwarves. So there wasn't a lot of pressure to keep these flyers from coming in. That being said, I think they were a little gung-ho. You probably wanted to be closer to the Fey Enchantress so you could proc some heals on those Pegasus Knights when they got low, so they didn't bleed as much models when they're fighting the Sorcerer Lord. And the Sorcerer Lord was dealing some pretty good damage to them with the good old Spirit Leech. And just, he's a pretty decent melee combatant as well. And then the Bull Centaurs just kind of survived. I mean, the Grail Gardens actually got thoroughly wrecked. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I guess if you get surrounded by Bull Centaur Renderers, that'll do it. Alright, let's see if we can get on to the next game here. Yeah. And let's get a little blocker up. We'll just stick with the Mazdamundi for now. Yeah, we switched over the camera settings. Okay, everything's going all right. We're doing all right here, boys. It's happening. Yes. Yes, Anakin. Oh. And yeah, but I would definitely say, like, be more cautious. I would say engagements. This is a new player tournament, so I feel pretty comfortable giving some solid advice here. I wouldn't say a top level player at the moment, but I've been around the block for quite a while, so I can definitely give out some solid advice when it comes to fundamentals and gameplay mechanics and shit. And it's just it's just it's game knowledge. Obviously, like, if you know that, like, that engagement will go well for you, or if you can very quickly snipe out something, then you can take those engagements kind of recklessly. But I think that was just probably a little bit of an unknown, and it looks like that was game 2, and probably for Koala Duck the victory, purely because guy just left. I don't know if that was because the particular match is over, or if he left due to some technical reason or something. Let's find out in the Discord. Oh. Okay. So yeah, it looks like we're going on to the next round. Let's see if there's any other let's see. Nope. Geo. Yeah, let's see if we can spectate that. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Okay. Can we hop in another game here? I believe this is round 1. Let's find out. Let's go look at our little in the description there is the tournament here, so you can go and click on the Total Tavern Tournament to keep up with the standings and whatnot. I could switch over to the browser view in a little bit so we can view the tournament standings and how that is going as well. But you can also keep up with yourself by clicking that little link and just having it on another tab. Okay, so we are looking like Dragonborn, Man, Rusto. So we are still in round 1 for these guys. Great. So this will be probably finishing up or possibly, you know, going to game 3 depending on, I guess, the result of this battle. Because I don't know who won between Man and Rusto in the game 1 of the first match. But we will find out, hopefully, whether this is game 2, game 3, and what is going on. Who's going to win? It looks like it's Dwarfs versus Nurgle, so typically this is a very grindy match. So this is one that actually is affected by the cap point. And, you know, so interestingly enough, you know, the cap point mod, because it, you know, subverts a lot of those rules and, you know, external factors that come along with a lot of the lane battle stuff, there is some caveats. And the caveat is that the end game gets sped up a little bit because we just don't want people, you know, lollygagging with certain strats that could be considered like stalling, whatever-ness, you know? So, yeah, I mean, that's just something to be factored in. So when you take grindy strats and a grindy faction like Nurgle and like Dwarves, you want to make sure that you have a lot of infantry or some infantry by the late game. That way you can actually contest the point really heartily. So you don't want to be left with just single entities at the end of the game. It is not beneficial for you. So having a Hero Hammer strat is kind of dissuaded, to be honest. And we, as designers, I mean, you might think that is a beneficial thing. Now it's different from land battles, but you know what? It's a different mode. So if you're going into this expecting exactly 1-for-1 land battles, sorry friends, it is a different experience, but perhaps that is for the better and you might be interested in that. You know, you never know. So, yes, indeed. Was thinking Siggy would be OP in this. Yeah, no, actually, I mean, he is. He's good, just as like a general like strat, but if you think that he's just gonna win you the late game, that's a different story. Because essentially right now, you know, yeah, right now, like if you just have a single entity in the late game against like multiple entity units, essentially they're not going to really be able to contest the cap that well, mostly due to a bug. But honestly, me and you might think this is like a beneficial bug, because essentially, like, Hero Hammer can just last forever, and it's not really fun to watch, it's not crazy fun to play against, so it's kind of almost better in our eyes that it's disincentivized, just because it would be the, I don't know, more optimal strat in land battle. Doesn't mean that in this mode it has to be. So yeah, if you want to bring a tanky lord, just make sure that you can also sustain some multi-entities in the late game, because then you'll have more time to contest and let that single entity do work. Rather than, you know, just kind of relying on the fact that that entity won't ever die, you know. You will have to use your little noggin a wee bit more, which, you know, it's a different type of noggin usage, you know. You know, you just have to build slightly different, but, no, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I think it's a beneficial thing, if anything. Now let's take a look at this goddamn screen blocker. Okay, so for the Nurgle, we will start with Rusto here, and he has a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle, rocking the Fleshy Abundance, rocking, let's see, yeah, Children of Nurgle passive and Arcane Conduit, along with the Crown of Everlasting Conquest, giving you replenishing hit points, just in general for 0.2%. Very nice stuff. He has a Exalted Hero Nurgle. Haven't seen this guy in a while, but he is a very good combatant. Helm of Many Eyes plus... See, this is still an underrated ability in my opinion. Having 100 melee defense is absolutely bonkers. It'll really prevent your enemies from doing jack shit to you for a little bit of time. Then the Cultist of Nurgle. So here's a pretty thick HQ here. Cultist of Nurgle with the Gate of Nurgle, and I believe a Icon of Eternal Virulence, which is actually a very good kind of debuff over time if he is in melee. Very nice stuff. And then a good Soul Grinder of Nurgle, which is a long-range artillery piece. Very good for getting elite infantry or mid-tier infantry down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Marauders of Nurgle with 4 Plague Toads of Nurgle. Monstrous infantry, good against infantry with armor because they have armor piercing, and they also have magic attacks to cut through the physical resist. Then we have the good old Barons of the Bog, and they are pretty glorious. Look at them with their riders, and they have a little debuff here. Not the Miasma Rot, but the Wasting Sickness. minus mass, minus weapon damage, and all good stuff around. So, for the dwarves, we just have an HQ of Thoric Ironbro, pretty classic. Thoric is a very, traditionally very good lord. Is this my boy casting in 2023? It is, Reptiligus. How you doing, man? Welcome back. Thoric is going with the Rune of Doom, the Rune of Negation, and the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. Very good, classic Thoric bullshit stuff. You know, I as much as I don't like seeing him, you know, dwarves don't have a ton of good options, so it is what it is. Rune of Hearth and Home, and that's about it for his HQ, the one-stop shop that is Thoric. We have a let's see. Well, actually, let's go with the Skyhammer first. Very good Skyhammer. Very little bomber and some good DPS if onto some single target stuff you really want to. We got the Miners Blasting Charges, which is actually very, very good for Marauders here. You want to be very careful how you engage this front line as Nurgle. Yes, you definitely want to send in these single empties, and then you want to try to actually disrupt them right before you charge in. Unfortunately, this is going to be kind of misshapen. These heroes are not going to completely stop these charges, and they will just get these blasting charges off, probably having most of the HP of these Marauders. Brutal stuff. So when you are picking Nurgle, or not Nurgle, but when you are going up against dwarves, just keep in mind the Miners Blasting Charges are some of the most cost-effective units in the game, and they will wreck low armor stuff. So you got to be very careful when you bring a low armor front line against the dwarves, because they can always do that type of shit to you. Quarrelers, taking some good damage from the Soul Grinder Nurgle, and then he has a backline of 3 Longbeards with great weapons. Very interesting stuff. A Dragonback Slayer, hell yeah, brother. And then we have some regular Slayers going up against Chaos Warhounds, which is going to be an efficient trade for the Chaos Warhounds because they're not large, and they are attacking very unarmored Slayers who have decent melee defense, but they still have low armor, so rear charges and the ilk will do some pretty good damage. These miners are absolutely getting swarmed by the Plague Toads and the Marauders of Nurgle. Keep in mind, with the Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle with Flood of Abundance, he will be able to heal up a lot of that Marauder health, so long as they don't bleed a ton of models from those initial blasting charge volleys. Yep. I'll get back to chat in a little bit, boys, but the Longbeards are just kind of sitting here. They probably want to engage. The Toads are coming in hot and fast, and the Quarrelers definitely want to be focusing them down. Probably the more damaged ones if you can, but this is where I think you really need to pull your weight, because the Skyhammer does take quite a bit of money, and you want to be using those bombs that he has. The Skyhammer bomb, very good stuff. And then also you want to use that missile strength to probably break down these Plague Toads. The Plague Toads and the Barons of the Bog are going to be top priority here. And yeah, we got some Quarrelers, I believe, using just guard mode to keep shooting even when the cultist is running in there and causing havoc, which is a fair play. You definitely want those Quarrelers to get their value regardless of what's happening to the best of your ability. If we look at the capture point, it looks like the dwarves have had control of it for a majority of the time, but it's been contested most of the time, so it's actually not moving. So that's what you want to do if you want the game to prolong faster. As Nurgle, this is an excellent strategy. You always want to be targeting your opponent near the point. That way you can keep the battle as prolonged as you want, because essentially Nurgle will benefit the longer the game goes, typically because they have healing, and the more damage they are dealt, the more their passive army abilities are charged. So they get a lot of benefit from having a elongated gut. The camera movement's still a little ridiculous here. I need to get that tuned down even more, apparently. Thoric is doing some decent work against the Exalted Hero, who now has 113 melee defense. Thoric is a beefy lad in and himself, but the fact is that Exalted Hero has access to Nurgle via the Sorcerer Lord, and also, yeah, Fleshy Abundance here. I believe that's an overcast. Let's see here. No, it isn't. He just fleshied the Exalted Hero, so I don't know. I don't like that play particularly. I think you want to save up for the overcasts, because then you hit multiple targets, and it's kind of, I think, a better use of your mana per wins, per use of that spell, since it's the only spell you're really casting in this particular matchup, with it being the only one he brought. So it is becoming still very much of a scrap. There's some healthy Slayers that definitely want to get into these Plague Toads as much as possible. This is an excellent use of the Plague Bear summon, by the way, guys. I wouldn't recommend usually bringing a Cultist of Nurgle, but if you do, you definitely want to bring the Gate, And the Summon Plague Bearers are actually doing great work screening out those Dragonback Slayers from getting into these toads. That is just a marvelous play, honestly. Very well done. But Harry is a beast. Harry's a god. Harry Hammer, oh god, he's a menace. So even with the Exalted Hero's ridiculous melee defense buff and armor piercing and just overall good stats, Thoric was putting up a very good fight. A ridiculous good fight because he has a bunch of rune buffs and just overall decent stats. But the poison, the armor piercing, the healing is taking its toll, and Thoric is getting whittled down by the good old champion of chaos. Skyhammer out of ammo, unfortunately. I don't really like gyro bombers that much. I don't see them that often in regular land battles, so I wouldn't expect to see them that often in a land battle with capture mod. Because they just, I don't think they provide enough DPS. 900 value here. So I don't know what the cost of the Skyhammer is off the top of my head, but I believe it's in the teens. You know, so we'll see what ends up being the value of that. But look at this shift though. The Nurgle kind of like front sticky line of Marauders is going, and once the Toads are isolated, it could be a problem here. Now, what I will say is the hero squad will basically be unkillable for Nurgle at this point. Thoric probably was not enough from the start, if I'm going to be honest. You might honestly do want to try to go Hero Hammer a little bit, but just particularly in this matchup because of situations like this. Nurgle has a very strong selection of single entities, and healing those single entities over and over is one of their premier strats, I would say. So you're definitely going to be aware of that. And as dwarves, you can definitely counteract that with your own hero squad, or with perhaps like a squad of gyrocopters who are just shooting down like Soul Grinder and your lords and heroes over time. Or nerd, you'd reach more people if you advertise on the Warhammer channel instead of the Map Creator channel. I didn't realize that. Can I do that? I mean, I guess I can. I'm an admin. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll do that next time. That's what I'll do. Or if you want to do that, Misha, that'd be... I'd love you. You did that for me, so I don't have... My lazy ass doesn't have to do it. Okay, Chaos Sorcerer Lord. He's attacking things. I mean, it's over at this point, guys. Let's be real. The dwarves have put up a valiant fight, but unfortunately, they were kind of bested. And this situation here, so you see how he's just kind of running this thing away for no apparent reason? I think that was a micro mistake, obviously. But the reason we put in this second cap here that unlocks at 14 minutes in the battle, right, is purely because if there's some weird stalling for some reason or any reason, the game will just like hastily end if someone has the capture point, which I think is just better for viewership, better for gameplay, better for everything. So I'm very happy that you guys ended up adding this into the mod. Very pleased. Very pleased. And Cultist and the Hero Squad will just kind of take up and clean up shop. You know, Longbeards will actually do probably a good amount of poke damage here, just because of their armor piercing and just decent stats. But it's not going to matter. There's probably another fleshy abundance waiting in his little pocket here. Got something in my pocket for you. The creepy South Park song. And he's definitely just like full chubbing it, in the words of Turin, because there's no way that these Longbeards can be able to do anything in the long term here. So yeah, we got the Skyhammer coming in as a last hurrah, gonna slam its little fucking little gun turret into people. Let's see what its attack animations are. I really don't look at gyro bombers that much these days. I almost forgot what they do. Do they just hump things? Yeah, they do. They just somehow get the momentum to like fly, like ramming speed. Ground. Skyhammer style. It's against my contract. But yeah, definitely use the gamers. A lot more eyes now. Okay, will do. My ignorance is bliss, okay? And I'm living a blissful life over here. Alright, Skyhammer. Oh god, is getting obliterated by the Soul Grinder. I respect the dwarf player for playing it out. What I will say is that, like, tournament-wise, playing it out, like, in terms of, like, player v player, is a very respectable thing to do, because unless it's, like, you know, very... Now, in this case, it is very over, so I wouldn't mind a concede at all. But, like, you know, you want to give yourself the best chance. So if you respect yourself and your opponent, you'll definitely play it out to the end. just for viewership reasons, it's not the greatest. You know, it's just not exactly the most titillating thing to see, because these Longbeards are definitely doomed. Hell, like, I mean, the cultists might, no, I don't know, the cultists would be fine, probably. Yeah, like, it's just pretty much over, for sure. And, you know, maybe this is just game knowledge. Man doesn't know that there's a literally 0 chance he can win this. But, you know, good on him for trying, right? You know, I can't hate on a player for going to the bitter end. It is a respectable thing, so let's just watch these guys get slaughtered, eh? The Dawi, not the Dawi, just the regular Dawi. The Dawi. Okay, or what is it? I swear it was. What is the beak? No, it's not beak. Not, huh. I swore N was like zoom in. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I swore N was zoom. Because K is whatever, so I guess we'll just kind of go up in here. Yeah. Oh yeah. God, that like mist effect is just horrible. I know it's like, you know, good indicator for gameplay reasons. When you're playing the game, it's very nice to see all these like kind of alarms go off, so then you know that like an effect is happening on your units. But like, look at that mist. Like, why is everything so misty? You know, just put a little highlight underneath their like feet or something, right? They're running back to the cap point because there really is no reason to not be over here. And yeah, for Remand, I would definitely recommend giving up at this point. Yeah, there we go. Nerd versus Dawi. New. Let's go new cap, I guess. Yeah, new cap. That'll be the ones from the start event. Yes. Yes. Alright. GG to both players here. Very good stuff. We got Thoric with the 1900. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Thoric's pretty cheap if you take him bare bones, so that's probably paid for himself. Skyhammer did not. I think the Skyhammer is probably the crux of the issue of this build. It just didn't do enough damage to those Plague Toads and those Barons as he probably wanted. Additionally, he just didn't have anything to deal with the menace that was the single entity hero squad for Nurgle. Slayers. Dragonblack Slayers actually did get pretty good value, but they just got caught up on a bunch of different stuff, including the summon from the Cultist, which was kind of an MLG play for new players here. That was pretty good stuff. Although I wouldn't typically recommend the Cultist as a character. I think he's just a little weak. I mean, you can bring him on the horse, so maybe you can get a mobile like summon if it's against a matchup that you really want like a lot of staying power and to like disrupt stuff. So maybe like the Cathay matchup perhaps or something. Let's see. Longbeards did alright, but they really didn't have their chance to shine, and I think they took a little long to charge into the fight. You definitely want to charge in a little bit earlier with that. I know there's some surrounding factors like the Warhounds, but there's only one of them, so you really only need maybe like 1-2 Longbeards, and then try to fire in with the Quarrelers to rout those dogs off. And then yeah, the Miners did great, obviously. A lot of them didn't pay for themselves, but they got a really good volley onto the Marauders, which is kind of what you bring them for. And most of them successfully did that. You just need to back it up with a little more oomph. Nurgle did really good here. Exalted Hero, disgusting. Fleshy Abundance, healing is very good in this game right now, obviously. So, you know, the more healing, the better a lot of the time. And the Chaos Sorcerer Lord was just doing his thing. Didn't have to be in combat a lot of the time. Cultist with that good gate play, and then the Soul Grinder value. Sheesh. Very good stuff. Firing in on, you know, a lot of range and a lot of skirmish is able to pressure the doors a lot. And I don't know exactly how the Skyhammer would have done against this guy, but that was probably another target I would consider trying to attack. I don't know what the accuracy and the damage is on that, but it is like 1k on paper, so you'd think it'd be pretty good. Yeah, Plague Toads did alright. They did their job. They did their job of disrupt and stuff, and the Marauders also did their job. Combined, they were able to crunch the Dawi down enough to where the single entities could carry the late game. There you go, boys. Alrighty, lads. it is time to try to hop on to another match here. See what we do. I guess I could have posted that in there too. Okay, let's see. Tournament chat. Where are you? Tournament chat. There's a lot of chats in this this thing here. A lot. Just a lot. Okay. You guys, blah blah blah. Okay, there we go. Game 1. Okay, very nice. Words of chaos versus zero. Choice for Bretonia. Very nice. Okay, actually, I want these. Yes, I do want these. Yes. Or I'll probably get them later, actually. Okay, you guys don't have to wait for Gertie, but blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's go hop out. Let's see what we got in terms of the lobbies here. Run. Okay, so we have 2 here. Let's go with Anti-Kaiju because he hasn't been spectated yet. And see how that goes. Meanwhile, I'm going to blow my nose because that's attractive. And, yeah, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We're back. Look who's back. Back again. Cody's back. Tell a friend. Okay. Let's, not the stream start. We'll get the Mazda. The Chazda. Look at him in all of his glory. That's me. Hashtag me, Mazda Mundi here. Yeah, let's see. So, Anti-Kaiju, haven't seen him play. And then we have the Resto Babusto, who just, was a pretty good showing of Nerg for the good old new player tournament. Let's see. Considering that, probably going to take a VC against in the current era. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Harry Hammerstrom. So I didn't catch up on chat recently, but yeah, the Harry is absolutely disgusting, and he changes the undead meta, not the undead meta, but the meta that Warriors of Chaos can actually do anything against undead. It turns into a pretty favorable matchup actually. Just because like I would say like vampire counts more so than pirates and Tomb Kings. I think Tomb Kings and pirates can actually do stuff. I think they have game plans that, and they have contingency plans that can be put in place to actually fight off the dreaded Harry. But when it comes to the vampire counts, there's no real avoiding him per se because all your stuff's like melee. So at the end of the day, you can bring like this kind of weird like I don't know kitey army as much as you want, but you'd still have to kill him at some point. And I think you can do it. It's just like you have to play around him so much that you're probably gonna lose to the other stuff in their army while you're like fucking around. But I'm not gonna say it's impossible because I'm sure some like dude will just come in one day with a vampire counts build and just like bitch slap Harry around or bring Vlad his Bane. Yeah, exactly. Spirit Leech. Yeah, and just kind of magic him down, whittle him down with some damage and wait until it is safe to try to get him. Thing is, obviously, like you are gonna see him paired with some other thing, like maybe a gross, like Nurgle sorcerer with a war shrine or something, right? And so then he's getting healing. You have a big tanky character that you need to get rid of aside from him. So then prioritizing gets a little rough. I mean, not like the Chaos Shrine's like some beastly thing, but it does have a crap ton of HP. A metric shit ton of HP. So yeah, he's definitely like a very, very good asset. I think for Tomb Kings and Pirates, you have a lot of skirmish, so you can actually kind of shoot him down, space your opponent out, and just win the mobility fight. and then kind of go from there. But it's harder for accounts just because they have no other option aside from magic. So if you can, it's a very reliant on that interaction. You know, you need Harry to die via magic, and then you need to just clean up the rest of the shop. You know. Oh well, thanks, man. Thanks for coming out, dude. We're gonna be having these every weekend, I think, for the foreseeable future. We're gonna just have land battle with cat mod, um, for newer players, and then maybe like we'll do like one with newer players, one with like maybe intermediate players if you know it starts taking off a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. If people want to get into land battles, and you know, I'm like land battles, regular land battles is great. I love regular land battles. I've been playing them for years. I just also would like to play a version that we just don't have to argue about rules, you know? And that's not saying anything about anything. You know, like in terms of like who's running the other tournaments and blah blah. All great people. But I just also have been dealing with that drama for like 7 years. So I just want to do something else. And yeah, I think if someone wants to hop into land battles, this is a very accessible way. You just don't have to, you know, potentially deal with all the stuffs. In this case, halberd box and double giant backed by Festus. Yeah, like um exactly. Right. Like I mean, how do you skirt that as counts? You have to like really like cycle charge like a maniac, pick it apart very meticulously, and you have to try to really terror out stuff as well. Um, so like maybe you go for some leadership debuffs, perhaps. That's maybe the way you try to like leadership bomb parts of the army so it falls apart, perhaps. And I'm not saying this is like a guaranteed strategy or working strategy. I'm just theorizing here that perhaps that might be a route you may go if you are daring to take that matchup. So yeah. Yerp. Yerp derp derp. All right, let's get the thing out of here. Oh yeah. Yeah, Strat uses fetus fetus. Strat uses fetus with Rancid and a Chaos Giant. Oh god, that was a funny mistype. Holy shit, dude. um yeah, yeah, I would imagine that that would be pretty popular. Strat is a really good player in terms of single entity micro. Not like you need to micro Festus and a giant a ton, but I mean positioning is very important in that type of deal. More important than you think. Like, as much as I like love to hate on dwarves, because I think we all do, but there is something to be said for the internal like decisions and a micro of managing a dwarf box, because a lot of the time, like in some metas, it's a lot easier to just sit there and not have to worry, but like right now I feel like you do have to actually, you know, kind of pick and choose where you're reinforcing your points and what's important and what's not. Hero Hammer, I think, is the kind of scummy part of the equation, where it's like, it's just more so that like the rest of the army distracts you from this like blob of heroes that you just basically are unable to kill if you don't have the right tools at the end of the game. But yeah, like I think there's a lot more micro than people understand at first for reinforcing those like kind of boxy strategies. You have to be careful because essentially with dwarves and slower factions like that, um you don't have a lot of movement speed. So like whatever you commit to, it's even though like the next point is like not that far away because you're in a tiny box, it still will actually take some time because those infantry are slow as balls and they also will get pushed around by more mass, larger mass stuff like monsters infantry, monsters cavalry, monsters. Just you know, a slight fart in the breeze might push them over. No, but um it's definitely not a non-factor, I would say for sure. Like micro for boxy strats are a thing. Um, Overlapping range units for the win as Dawi. Oh, look, it's Shetland Apache. How you doing, man? How have you been, dude? Holy crap. I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, Dawi are definitely the kings of overlapping fire. You definitely want to space your opponent out as well as possible, which means kind of coordinating your units in the best way possible as well for that maximum DPS. Okay, let's go over the high elves first. With the Rusto, we have an HQ of... Let's turn down our goddamn movement speed as well. Holy crap, dude. Movement speed, go. Patient speed is fine. Okay, there we go. A little more manageable. Okay, so we have a Tyrion on a horse. We got Tyrion with... Please, game. Faint and Repulsed, very nice. So his little melee defense, melee attack buff. We have the Heart of Avalorn, his juicy HP rejuvenation strat. And then just a Martial Mastery, which he comes with automatically, very good stuff. He does have indeed a Deathcaster with the juicy winds that, like, high elf passive abilities or like active abilities for their winds of magic is pretty insane. Book of Hoeth, ridiculous. Yeah, very good stuff. And then just a Fate of Unit Spirit Leech, classic stuff, which is just damage. Okay, now it's a little too slow. God, we cannot find the sweet point here, can we? There we go. Maybe that'll work. Okay. So, we now have 1, 2, 3. So we have 4 Rangers and 2 White Lions of Trace. Let's get these selection markers off as well. It's a little blinding. We have the Fireborn, the Regiment Renown, Dragon Princes, very cool stuff. And then we have the Ragra's Pride, War Lions of Trace. War Lions have seen a resurgence since the mass buff, I believe, of all those mobile units. Good, haven't checked this game in a year for a figure to take a gander any better these days. I'd say, like, overall the game's still very fun, but and a lot less buggy than it was at launch. But if you're hoping for, like, a very, very polished experience, I would not get your hopes up in that regard, and I'll get into that maybe after this game. Let's take a look-see first at the Skaven. We have Icket Claw for the HQ, Brass Orb, Unlimited Power, and Storm Demon. Wow, so that's a magic missile that does actually a very good amount of damage. It's just not taken because it's kind of expensive, and you obviously want to go minimalist when you're playing in multiplayer, as much to the ability as you can. Howling Warp Gale, very good. And Flensing Rune, the best kind of spell in the Skaven roster at the moment. 2 Poison Wind Globleators, very good stuff. Less DPS than they used to do, but still very viable here, and I think they're a good unit. Clan Rats, we have 4 Clan Rats. We have 5 Skaven Slaves. Yep, 5 Skaven Slaves. And a abundance of little Rat Ogres in the back here. We have 4 Rat Ogres, 2 on each flank. And then 2 Plague Claws who are going to be raining down hell, hopefully upon these Rangers or White Lions soon. And then 1, just count them, 1 Natty Bubos, one of the Warplock Jazales. This guy can stay stealthed no matter where he shoots from, unless he's, like, in line of sight, directly line of sight of one of these guys. So, oh, wait, let's see. Is he exposed? I believe they should have stock. Yes, so, can move in hidden terrain, snipe, so remains hidden while firing. So, yeah, he's hidden again. Interesting, I don't know why that became visible, actually. I'm kind of confused. There's another unit of the Hiles over here, so it's very kind of random. Looks like Icket Claw has taken some damage, perhaps a Spirit Leech to the face. Looks like either the mage took some overcast damage or perhaps maybe a Flensing Rune. Tyrion getting in on this action is not good for Icket. Tyrion does kick ass when it comes to fighting single entities, but he gets caught up on the Clan Rats, and that's actually not great for Tyrion. He doesn't have his AoE kind of flame ability. Is a tier of Assyrian. I don't know what the fuck that's called. It's a little flame tier ability. It's very good stuff. Yeah, let's see here. So Rangers, White Lions coming in. Obviously, the front line of the Hiles will absolutely crump the Skaven, but Skaven have a lot of damage within these globes, which the globes do need to be kind of positioned so they can start firing at these White Lions when they're engaged with the less important Skaven slaves. But oh my lord, are these guys dealing horrendous damage to those Rangers, probably going to rat them off. But here's the thing, those Rat Ogres are being very, very mismanaged. A lot of Illyrian Reavers. I didn't even cover the Illyrian Reavers. This guy has like 1, 2, 3, 4 Illyrian Reavers on top of his Dragon Princes, so that is actually very, very significant. These Rat Ogres are way out of position, so when you are playing Skaven and a boxy faction, you want to keep your stuff relatively condensed or spaced within control of the rest of your units so that they can kind of work in tandem and help each other out. The Rat Ogres are so far away from everything else that they're not able to reinforce in time. The much faster mobility of the High Elves will definitely get in there into the cookie jar and start eating away those important weapon teams of the Skaven. The Poison Wind Globiter is actually putting up a decent fight against the Valyrian Reavers, probably because of their 100 armor. Very nice to have a very armored artillery rat there. Ragnor's Pride getting into Clan Rats, going to chew them up eventually and probably rout them, if not just kill them outright. The Rangers cleaning up shop, and now that the globes are kind of, compromised, the White Lions and the Rangers are going to have just a field day cleaning up all the Clan Rats and Skaven Slaves, although they're doing actually a really good job. So a weird strat, so this is the important engagement here, but I will touch up on a strat that is unintentional right over here with the Skaven. Very good Flensing Rune going down on all the Cav and support of the High Elves, but Tyrion is going to start mopping up shop with the Rat Ogres with the support of the Fireborn, who are actually diving into different artillery pieces. I don't think that's necessary. I think you can actually stay and fight these Rat Ogres if you wished. The Rat Ogres are kind of actually outnumbering them now, and I think that big old Flensing Ruin might have done a number on these Valyrian Reavers, yeah. So that's another thing, blobbing up. You do not want to do it if you can help it, because if the enemy has good AoE damage, such as a Flensing Ruin, he will get a lot of value and then potentially turn the tides here. So looking at the value, and it is very much tied up ever so slightly going in the favor of the High Elves as they're cleaning up some of the Skaven infantry. Ikit being chased down by Tyrion, again, open field. Ikit has no way of defending himself against the Chad that is the Assyrian prince, and this guy will totally destroy him, especially when he's getting juicy thrusts in the rear. Oh, he gets distracted by some Skaven slaves. Luckily for Ikit, he's going to skirt away to the safety of the Rat Ogres, who are going to try to come in and probably stop Tyrion from pursuing that booty. Yep, Rat Ogres coming in, slamming into Tyrion. Hopefully, basically, you want to stop him and stall him as much as possible while you get rid of the rest of the army, and then just, swarm him at the end. So this is a very strange battle. You can see that this isn't typically how it goes. The armies, so the infantry fight over here, again, so look at this. Look at the formation of the Skaven Slaves. This is a little known tactic, or a little used tactic. If you want to stall something really bad in an infantry fight, you form the infantry column-wise, because then there's less models fighting, so it takes the opposing infantry longer to actually grind through your shit. Very good strat for undead factions that want to stall forever. Very good strat for Skaven that also want to stall, because the Skaven Slaves no way in hell are beating these White Lions or Rangers one-on-one. So you just kind of use what you can to stall them. I don't think that's intentional. I think that was just kind of a happenstance, but it is actually very beneficial for the Skaven in that engagement, because they're taking forever to kill them because of just the lack of models being attacked at a time, right? Clan Rats running in to help try to attack Tyrion, but really not do as well. I guess he got damaged by his own Poison Wind. That's the most Skaven thing ever. If you do throw Poison Wind in the general area of your own units, it is typically bad form, because you will be dealing friendly fire damage a lot. These Rat Ogres are trying to stop Tyrion while he gets Flensing Ruined. Very good stuff from Ikit. Ikit's managed to survive all this time, so it's still a pretty close fight, although the High Elves have jumped up into a lead of about 1,000 points above. The Rohirrim have arrived. Yeah, exactly. God, Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering set just come out on a completely random tangent, but the Ragnor's Pride are coming in and absolutely gonna just obliterate these poor Clan Rats. Eat them up for Din Din, cook them up, get them juicy rat McNuggies for supper here. Looks like a terror route from Tyrion, and some rear attacks going to be getting in. Once he un-terror routes, yeah, I would definitely get the hell out of dodge with Ikit now, and let the rest of the Rat Ogres and friends fight him, unless Tyrion just wants to give him his booty for the rest of the remainder thing. Unfortunately, Shetland, I don't know if you're here or not, but essentially you can see that a lot of the, chasing mechanics are kind of weird. Now keep in mind, Tyrion is a lot faster, and it gets using charge speed, so it is going to be a little glitchy interaction kind of regardless if charging was fully fixed yet or not, but there's still some kind of janky interactions, and I would say there's still some mechanical bugs that plagued the game a little bit. I wouldn't say it's as bad, definitely not as bad as launch. And I say the balance is actually pretty good overall for all the factions in land battle. I'm not sure how Dom is doing. I'm not updated fully on the domination scene. And now, see, again, this is a huge mistake. He ended up chasing Tyrion way outside of the bounds of the help from the Rat Ogres. And after a few swings, Ikit will probably be going... Oh, after one more swing, Ikit will go down if it's a successful hit. Yep. And now he's going to stop and probably... Oh, he just broke. Now he will explode. He should explode? Yep. Let's see if he does any damage to Tyrion. Nope, Tyrion gets away before the nuke of Ikit goes off. And I believe that's probably going to be game here. Now, in terms of cap weight here, let's see. We have a solid 350 point lead for the High Elves. So if the High Elves wanted to, they could definitely press the cap advantage here and just sit there. Regardless, they have enough forces to definitely clean up 2 Rat Ogres and a chevroned up Clan Rat. Have they added value lost into replays? No. Value lost. No. Goes up like a doom rocket. Yeah, Ikit has a personal nuke that he will use. So it's actually funny if you if Ikit dies in the middle of like a blob of like infantry or cavalry, he basically just nukes them to death, which is actually very cool. But it's very niche because by the time Ikit dies, usually as a Skaven player, you are losing. So only in very, very, very specific, crazy scenarios is the Ikit nuke going to be relevant, essentially. Because it's just like, after you lose leadership as Skaven, like, you're pretty much screwed. Like, even in this game mode where balance or army losses isn't going to affect you as much, these Rat Ogres are still going to have just shit-ass leadership because their lord is dead, and they don't really have too many allies around, so they won't be sticking around for too much longer. And battle balance is honestly pretty solid. Bar a few busted units, there are definitely some annoying bugs lingering. Yeah, that summarizes it pretty well. I would say there's still some annoying bugs. I think overall healing is a little too strong, but I think the game's still very fun to play. There's so much replayability in this game. It's really fun to see all the different units, all the different factions. There's no other game that can provide like RTS variety like this game can. And I think that like land battle accentuates that more than Dom, still in my opinion. I think Dom is like can be a fun, enjoyable mode. I just don't think it captures really what I'm into Total War for, which is kind of the tactical Wiki versus Skaven. Cap new. No. Okay. GG though, that was a fun one. I think the Skaven player made some crucial mistakes that almost were kind of resurrected, or not resurrected, but blunted, not blunted. Jesus, my vernacular today, just trash. He almost made a comeback essentially with Ikit Claw. With God, look at that 3,000 value with the Flensing Rune that basically nuked all 4 of these Illyrian Reavers at one time. Very good stuff. So he almost made like a good comeback right in the middle of the game. But unfortunately, his early gameplays were pretty, just the spacing was rough. So Anti-Kaiju, if you are watching, buddy, all I would say is that you really want to work on spacing and remembering that like Rat Ogres and, you know, Clan Rats or whatever, you want to keep them tighter than you did. Not like so tight that like if you get charged, your weapon teams will also get charged, but you want to keep them to where they can help each other out and get like covering fire from the Poison Wind Globes, which, okay, you don't always want to do because they will friendly fire the crap out of stuff, but you know what I mean. You kind of want to have your units next to your other units so that you can stop these Illyrian Reavers from getting freebies. And then, you know, the blob of the Illyrians was just great. If you can get multiple in them and then Flensing Rune, it's gross. But Natty Boobos basically didn't really do much, and neither did these Plague Claws due to those Illyrians. And then, obviously, like, the game was pretty close after that Illyrian blunder, but Ikit kind of went a little too far, and he, unfortunately, got isolated by Tyrion, who is an absolute beast, and just rocked his little rat socks off, so he had to suicide nuke to get out. You're a wordsmith, Guji. Yes. From the old dwarven minds I come with new words of old. No, that's definitely... Well, okay, I don't... Turin is just so like Turin is a man of strange sayings. Although they've died down in recent years, I haven't heard so like many new like isms from him. But like at first, like I don't know, the first like few years I started watching him, like I learned so many ridiculous words that just like I did not know even existed. It was pretty funny. Um, so yeah, God, those Roggers probably did work. And then yeah, the rest of the force did pretty much what they were supposed to do. They beat up some rats, right? Beat up some rats. Alrighty, on to game two. But yeah, oh, let's see. Fell rats awake, will fire and slaughter. Yeah, yeah, Sunpang. That's what I was thinking of for Tyrion's little weapon there. Ryder Rohan would have been pissed off at me if I forgot his item name there. He's a big Tyrion fan. Let's go to the screen blocker here and get the Mazda. The Mazda Bobazda. And yeah, we'll be good to go. Let's take a look at the tournament. So you can follow along by clicking the link in the description for the tournament today. I put the link in there. If you guys want me to show the bracket, I can totally do that. But essentially, it's just this match, which is Anti-Kaiju and Resto. Once they finish their best of three, one of them is going to the finals. And then it'll be Salinator and Dragonborn as the two on the opposite side of the basically stage of four. So once those are completed, then we will have our finals, and then we will be good, and we will have our first winner of the new series of new player land battle cap mod tourneys. So it'll be a good time. It'll be a fun for all. Let's go, Resto. Make me look better. Exactly. See, there you go. Man is as the corner in the Resto corner. Anti-Kaiju put up a very good fight, though. I haven't seen him play, and I also saw that unfortunately Captain Morgan, who's a pretty decent new player, I would say, was unfortunately unable to make it today. So Anti-Kaiju was going in cold, but even then he put up a valiant fight with the rats. He almost came back, scrapped back from the depths after he made those kind of early game blunders. Oh. Oh, yeah. You edited out Mazda's 12-inch frog hammer. Definitely it was canon, I'm sure, at some point. Like, knowing Captain Morgan has actually been around for quite a... Yeah, I know he's been around for quite a while. I think he just hasn't played, like, very seriously, I don't think he's, But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I feel like he's been around for a bit, but, like, he's only been playing, like, trying to get actively better for, like, a smaller period of time. But I could be mistaken. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting fight. We got the Lizards versus the Warriors of Chaos. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff indeed. Anti-Kaiju is actually siding with the Kaijus today. Seems very counterintuitive to his name. But, Yeah, he retired for a long time and recently returned. Oh, okay. So, I would consider Rust as, like, new. I mean, it depends on how rusty you are, right? So, I mean, shit. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't qualify, but... if you're of a certain skill level, it's all the same, right? At that point, you know. Would you like to have a drink with me? There's this old Warhammer mod for Medieval 2 Total War, and all the dwarf lines are pretty hilarious. They're just like they're very classic. I think they're like mostly from the Lord of the Rings. Some pretty good stuff. It's just stuck in my psyche. Burned into my psyche. Dwarves are natural sprinters, you know. Like, that's literally just like half the time you're clicking move orders in that game. That's what they say. Goddamn Gimli, dude. Gimli! Which, yeah, so, like, uh, Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering set released, this weekend. And, I went to an event. I ended up winning, 2 out of my 3 games. Unfortunately, I had my third game, or my third match in hand, and I threw it away because I made a combat trick mistake, and it was quite tragic. And I could have had more prize packs, but I still won 3, you know. It's alright. It's good stuff. It's better than nothing. But, yeah. You know, I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but, this set was pretty fun. I think it's pretty entertaining. It's, you know, doesn't really capture the flavor of the ring. So the ring aspect of Magic, right? Like, whenever you get the ring, it's just like good for you. It's just straight up good. Like, it's just a buff. So like, you know, like in lore, like having the ring is like a huge burden. It's like, Sam, only I can carry this heavy load, you know, or whatever. Like, kind of like sus thing, like Frodo says, and like in the game of Magic, like the ring is just a beast. Like if you have the ring, it's just strong. Like it's straight value. Okay, looks like Elizabeth vs. Warriors of Chaos. They're hopefully deciding on their buildy builds here soon. I would like for them to, you know, take their time. Obviously, they're new players; they're thinking it out. But take the hawk, motherfucker! No, yeah, Gandalf puts on the ring. Yeah. No, I couldn't. Oh, it actually fits pretty nicely. Oh, it complements my staff quite well. No, but yeah, it'd be pretty goofy. Okay, let's go, boys. Come on, boys. Let's move. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. Let's do it. Let's do it in ways that make us feel good. Let's do it. Okay, turn my chat, blah, 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 do. Okay, yeah, we're good. No! No, you ready up, Rusto. You... Do it. Do it now. Rusto. Rusto. Ready up. Ready up, please. Do it. Do it for Papa Coach. Do it for me. Do it for your boy. Although that is a zero spend build, I respect it. Yes, I'm much more approving of this, but I would like to cast, please, brother. We have a best of 3. We have a best of 3. We have a best of 3, and then another best of 3. Let's find out what the last one is. I'm pretty sure the last one is a best of 3. Hopefully not a best of 5. Let's find out. Yep. Nope. I believe it's all best of 3. Okay, so we have this best of 3 to get through, and then if the semifinals, other guys, I don't think they're waiting. Hopefully they're not waiting. If they are, then we have to get through that and then the finals. So I definitely would appreciate it if you could, you know, go at a decent pace, not to rush you or your thinking or your enjoyment of the battles, but we also would like you to, you know, choose units. And then press the ready button when you are ready. It would be, yeah. Okay, is Rusto here? Da, 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 da. All right. Okay, we're having a start, boys. It's happening. Oh, yes. Yes. Let it flow. Let the hate flow through you. Yes, yes. Alrighty. We got the lizards from the anti-kaiju and the warriors from the kaiju. No, from the Rusto. Rusto Bobusto. No Fusto. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting fight. This is too wild stuff. I'm gonna say it outright. I like the lizard build a lot. Bill Conan. Oh god. Oh no. What's going on, Geese? How are you doing? What's going on? What's going on? I like this map. I don't like that it's just the, repeated textures over and over again. I guess we could technically go in and fix that, but it's not like the worst thing ever. It's just kind of, it is funny how it's just like very, for some reason, very just apparent because of the, I think it needs a little more grass, maybe. Like, this area doesn't look too bad, right? This area looks pretty solid, but this is just like, it's a lot. You can see the repeated textures over and over. It's a lot of stone. Oh! Oh, that's why. It keeps resetting my settings every time. I see. Maybe perhaps one of these games I gotta go. You know what? I think it is. We'll just move it like right there. Yeah, there we go. So now we're at the appropriate speeds here. Alright. Let's start with the Rusto over here, huh? A smaller force for the HQ of Warriors of Chaos. We have a Valkyria. Okay. We have a Valkyria with the Spear of Sleipnir, Demon Shield, and yeah, this is the proper kit. You definitely only want to pick those two. They are very good abilities. She's a very good anti-large duelist here. Good at sniping out to those dinos in need, but definitely can't do it by herself. Needs support. That's where the Manticore comes in. I'm seeing one crucial mistake. Okay. As a new player, you definitely want to know, you always want to bring a caster, okay? This build does not have a caster, so you're missing out on free resources in Magic, because Winds of Magic is just a resource that everybody has access to, and basically not having a caster that can do powerful effects for essentially free stuff is no bueno. You definitely want that anytime you can. Very, very little, actually almost no situations where you never bring not a caster, or never not bring a caster, yeah. Okay. Hellstriders, 2 Hellstriders for the spears in the back. These guys are not as great as they used to be. I definitely not use them really. I would try to use the ones with whips. At this point, these guys can still do okay damage from rear charging and charging like light infantry and stuff, but they're very kind of costly for what they do these days. We have 2 halberds, just Chaos Warriors, and then the Severed Claw, which are the Aspiring Champions with the halberds. We have 2 Chaos Trolls, the Juicy Soul of Damnation. Unfortunately, then we have 2 Chaos Warriors. So unfortunately, I say again, because the Soul of Damnation, being a Hell Cannon, Hell Cannons don't really hit their mark right now. I don't know if it's a bug or if they're just very bad, like the calibration's horrible, but it's just not great. We have some Chaos Warhounds with poison fighting Cold One Spear Riders. Eventually those Cold Ones will win, although the Chaos Warhounds got a nice little probably charge on them. It's not going to make it, or they might have not even gotten the charge. The Cold One Spear Riders might have countercharged them. So those Warhounds want to get out there as much as possible. We have, let's see, for the HQ, we got Mazdamundi on his Palanquin, just floating around. Shield of the Old Ones, Banishment, Apotheosis, and Net, and then of course the Ruination of Cities. I think the Ruination of Cities is now not bugged, but it still has a possibility to do that like 3 in a row type deal. Then we have a Ancient Sally who's going to be coming in, putting some work against the Chaos Warriors, perhaps maybe trying to shoot down that Manticore as well. Okay, wow, that Hellcat had actually somehow managed to hit that Salamander a little bit, doing not a lot of damage. Salamander caps the point early, getting some good capture point. Now, we do probably need to note that, okay, she landed, but if you, for new players to the mode, you don't want to keep a flyer over the point if you don't have it captured, because essentially it will deal damage to you over time. So this may be just like a lack of information from Rusto here, but you definitely don't want to do this over and over again. He might charge in again on accident here. He took a little bit of damage. Yeah, he's taking some damage here. You want to stay away from this point, essentially because right now we don't have a way to stop flyers from cheesing and kind of contesting the cap from the air. So you need to be very careful about that. He might fly over this again. Hopefully not. But yeah, that is a one feature that you definitely want to be aware of when playing this game mode. It's one of the kind of outstanding things that is really the only kind of like one of the extra details you might want to know. Spear Slopner going down on some Chameleon Skinks. Not the worst targets, but unfortunately, due to their positioning, it wasn't actually the greatest lineup of the spear. And the spear can actually probably hit all 4 of these guys if aimed properly. But, yeah, also they're pretty mobile, so I would have waited until maybe you get a juicy, like, line of skinks, perhaps. Hellcannon still shooting this Ancient Salamander, not its optimal target. We never finished the Lizardman army, but it's basically just skinks, skirmishers, regular skinks, and then a Bastildon with the Rev Crystal. Then we have the juicy Colossodon Hunters, which are anti-large Ripperdactyls, essentially in the sky. They hunt down the large targets and are very good at their job, especially if you get a rear charge. And they have this thing called Toad Rage, which increases their damage by 50%, but at the cost of them going berserk and uncontrollable. Here's a giant banishment coming in. Going to be a fat and heavy one on the Chaos Warriors. Ooh, but he accidentally canceled it with Ruination of Cities. Will the Ruination of Cities... Ooh, nice. Nice. That was a juicy Ruination, and then a banishment coming in to follow that up. It seems like it got canceled again, so he's canceling a lot. You don't want to cancel your abilities if you're trying to stack them. You want to let them resolve before you click other abilities, otherwise they will cancel each other. Out on the flank, we have a Chaos Warrior with the Halberds, scrapping with the Colossodon Hunters, and Chaos Feral... the Chaos Feral Manticore, I don't know why it's a scale over there. Scrapping with these Colossodon Hunters, but he definitely doesn't want to be in that area with them. I think he's going to want to keep him with Valkia and maybe try to snipe out a Mazdamundi or a Bastildon. The Colossodon Hunters are kind of menace to society, and you want to stay away from them with your large targets as much as possible. The Hellstriders actually they're sort of on their optimal target. Unfortunately, they just don't have a lot of AP. So, you know, as much as this Bastildon is getting surrounded by anti-large stuff, just not going to fear it too much because of the lack of armor piercing and this thing being 140 armor. It's just not going to, it's going to just shake off a lot of those spear pokes like they're nothing. Now, for the core of the Chaos Warriors, the Chaos Armored Trolls are actually putting in a lot of work because the Chameleon Skinks are really not going to have much AP themselves, and they will be able to not pierce the tough hide and armor that is these Chaos Trolls charging into this infantry. Oh, yeah, bam. Yep, start bludgeoning them with their big clubs. And this flank engagement's going alright for Chaos, purely because of the Warriors. But the Manticore has berserked. The Soul of Damnation is still firing, you know, still doing stuff. Still, for some reason, targeting single entities, which you really, I kind of don't think you want to do, unless you're manual firing, but that's a lot of micro for just trying to, yeah, okay, you just shot your own guys in the back. Very nice. That was a very good shot. Then, good old Mazdamundi here, big chillin'. He already cast a lot of spells here. I believe he cast a Apotheosis earlier, along with his natural abilities of the Ruination of Cities and Banishment. Valkia hunting the Colossodon Hunters, which you definitely are like welcome to do. The Manticore should come up there, and then Valkia should probably pop her invulnerability save here, her shield. Because she will actually be able to take a lot of models off of these Colossodon Hunters. Toad Rage, very nice, going to deal some good chip damage now to these guys, because they're like 200 weapon strength a pop. So if you get multiple hits on Valkia, let's say, I don't think, does she have the demon? Yeah, she has a demon shield. Very nice, very smart. very smart. Waited for the Turd Rage and then used Demon Shield. Excellent play. And they're actually going to win that engagement probably because of that play. Mazda Mundi getting surrounded by Chaos Warriors. No. Oh, God, what are you... No, you just waddle away with the Mazda. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Okay, so the tragic part here is he has all these resources for anti-large here. I mean, really, like, these trolls kind of mopping them up shouldn't be a problem here. I think the engagement with Valkyrie was kind of a horrible idea, but the Clostodon Hunters were healthy. Mazda Mundi was healthy. Oh, Lord. Oh, the Lizardmen throw, in my opinion. Oh, Jesus. He let him get surrounded by the Severed Claw. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. The speed, yeah, the Severed Claw should not have that much speed when getting hammered by poison missiles. Like, Mazda Mundi should have been able to make his great escape. And I believe he had a net, too, so if you really wanted to get the hell out of dodge, you could have netted these guys down. The routing coming from the trolls, from the Bastillodon. With Mazda dead, this is going to be a tough fight. There's a lot of chameleons left, and because of the game mode, there's not going to be a ridiculous like balance of power shift where the wizards will just rout or something. So Chaos really has to earn every bit of ground they take here, and they really have to try to kill all of these chameleon skinks. Now, Valkyrie, yeah, definitely has to chase those guys off, but I don't know if I would have fully committed to that entirely. I guess the Bastillodon Rev Crystal would have been a problem. But now as Chaos, I think you redouble back, you grab the point, probably, and yeah, you sit here with Soul of Damnation, and you want to pick apart these chameleons. You want to pick apart this chameleon in particular, it has the most ammo, and then just systematically kill all of these guys. You have some Chaos Warriors with Halberds, you have some Chaos Warriors with Halberds, you have a Hellstrider, and the Severed Claw. You need Valkyrie to come in. If you have 0 use of Spear Slapper, that is a problem. So she has, the Demon Shield can be used as many times as she wants, as long as the cooldown comes back. But good God, this is going to be a close one. Essentially, Chaos has the value lead by an intense amount, but they need to just finish the deal off, rout off these chameleon skinks, and then use Valkyria and the trolls to finish off this Bastillodon. If Chaos can do that, they'll be fine, and I think they will be fine. But if they misplay and they kind of like all charge in on the Bastillodon and it terror routes everything, that could also be a potential problem. Or the Bastillodon gets some lucky hits on this Feral Manticore, routes it. But I think Valkyrie is going to be too much of a menace. Like, looking at it now, he's managing to rout off the chameleons. The Soul Damnation is actually doing something. Okay, I lied. I lied. But let's see, what is that thing's value, man? Soul Damnation. 1,000. Wow. I'm surprised it got that much, because these things really tend to miss. That was a good little damage to the skink cohort, but yeah, Manticore dying, routing off permanently. Valkyria obviously going to do some really good work against the Bastillodon, but the Bastillodon, going in the Bastillodon right now, she has 4,000 HP, okay? That is a lot, even for Valkyria, Chad, because she, you know, is going to be hitting at max this, so 440, but most of the time going to be hitting for 380 because of poison from these guys' Howdah. The missile strength of these little skinks throwing darts in her face. Yep. Point blank range, baby. But this thing looks like it's routing, so everything's going smooth so far, but damn. This was a flip-flop of a match, in my opinion. I really think that Lizards have a good opening start. I think that if Mazda was kept alive, and like those Clostodons were not thrown away onto Valkyria, I think that would have been, like, I think they were in a very commanding position, regardless of what the value said, you know? And, I mean, honestly, that flank engagement was going very well. I just don't think you need to stick those cold ones with Spear Riders, cold one Spear Riders, there we go, into the, like, obviously the scrap with the halberds there. But I think they had a very commanding, like, field presence. Like, I mean, they really did. I mean, they tore up the front line of Warriors of Chaos pretty good. Wow, okay. Okay, and it just ends. God, out of all the bugs, that does annoy me. The fucking just, you know, the auto quit. It's really obnoxious. Okay, let's see. So, Lizard versus Warriors of Chaos. New. Okay. Or, oops, all caps new. There we go. Bam. Okay. Take a look at the value here, guys. Um, Mazda 1000. You got a good first volley with those banishment and ruination. Like that was probably one of the better ruinations I've seen in a long time. Because he usually just doesn't hit. Clostons were doing well at the beginning. They really were tearing up those Hellstriders, and honestly, that Manticore. If they finished off that Manticore, they probably could have chased it down. I mean, Manticore is not faster than them. They probably could chase down that Manticore, killed it. Definitely should have probably done that. But then they charged into Valkia and unfortunately got killed. Ancient Salamander seemed to have killed itself pretty quickly. Ran up pretty like ambitiously there at the beginning, and I think it got hunted by either Valkia or some of the trolls or something, and just really just kind of died. So that's another unfortunate blunder there. The Bastildon with Rev Crystal kind of did what it's supposed to do. You know, I mean, it's just supposed to cause terror, deal some decent passive arm-piercing damage, and then just heal. Cold One Spear Riders, I think, needed to be microed pretty better. I think they were doing well in the flanks, but they're so disconnected. Again, the disconnectedness of the army play, I think, here for the anti-kaiju was the downfall, right? If these Spear Riders were here to reinforce some of those engagements, that really mattered. I think it would have been better. And I think it's also a game knowledge thing. I mean, if you think the Closdon Hunters are going to take on Valkia, I think that, you know, you just have to know that Valkia is a beast, and that Valkia can also negate all damage with the Demon Shield and start picking off models pretty quick. And with the support of the Manticore, who also has really good attack animations, both on ground and in the air, they together can definitely start ripping models off of the Hunters and deal some significant damage. Yep, so GG, that was really actually kind of a pretty cool game. Yeah. I think because at first when I was looking at the Chaos kind of army being like, huh, no caster, Soul of Damnation. Oh, Jesus. And yeah, he managed to just scrap that back. Like, really, really decisively, because the Mazda Mundi throw was, like, obviously the hugest one of them all. You cannot let your lord get sniped like that. So yeah, wow, what a scrap. And look at that. Look at it, something to behold. Valkia, beast, as always. So there you go. On to the next round here. I believe it'll be... Let's take a look-see at the little bracket here. See if it has populated with the next seeds. Selinator and Dragonborn have yet to finish their game, it seems. So, there we go. All right. Let's see. Agent go. Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. Okay. So now we're waiting for one of two things to happen. We're either gonna get invited to the Salinator versus Dragonborn fight, where I believe they're probably fighting on their last, match, I would hope. And then we'll be going on to the Rusto versus whoever wins out of those two. So yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Chicka chicka. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. But yeah, that is one of the few times you will see the casterless take the field. I will say to Resto, I would definitely recommend taking a caster. I know that, that Dub may have, like, put something in your mind that the caster's not necessary, but I will assure you, the better you get at this game, the more you will find that that is not the case at all. It's just a lot of value, and it also, there's some of the most crucial abilities in this game are attached to spells, spell lores and stuff. So, yeah, you're just missing out on a whole bunch when you don't bring a caster, essentially. Even if it's just one spell, but it can add like so much to your game plan and your what is the word? Versatility as an army, I think, you know? So you definitely want to invest in that when you can. But yeah, good shit. Look at you. Soul Damnation and no caster, baby. It'll be the day. Alright, let's see. Do we want to... Is it time to play the screen blocker game? Let's see. What are we thinking here, guys? Do we want the Mazda still, or are we thinking switch it up a little bit? I have quite the selection here we can go ahead and choose from. We have let's see. We have like a Greasus we could throw on there. We have this is like just art. Let's see, where's some of the meme stuff? Yes, the Warhammer themed memes. Okay, we have like Gentleman Orc. We have Archaon being eaten by a squig, or more accurately, Gobla. We have we have some Orky cereals. We have Kemri fried chicken. We have a very lewd poster of Miao Ying and Katarina. We have the Fat Slan, not Mazdamundi, but the Blood Bowl guy who just is eating hot dogs and potato chips. Let's see. We have the Rad Rat dancing thing, but that doesn't really break. It's not big enough for the screen blocker, unfortunately. We could do the Scarbrand kicking a fool. Should sign them up for XMT. No, for real, exactly. You need to get Resto stat, dude. Resto is your guys' flesh and blood. Like, if that's not proof, I don't know what is. I do not know what is. Let's see here. You know what? We'll go with a classic thick crypt horror. How about that? Now this is an oldie but a goodie. I mean, look at this thing. How more thick could you get, really? I think this covers a majority of the thing. Let's see if it covers a... It's covered for the AI. Yeah, that works. That will work. Oh, yes, very good. Very good, yes. Okay, there we go. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see what's bopping on the tourney side of things. I'm gonna go check up with my boy Umize, see how everything's going. Salinator. That's what his name is. Salinator. No crumbling there. Exactly. He could not disintegrate it if he tried. He just has an ass that won't stop. Alright. Yeah, let's see what's up. I'm not here. I'm not seeing too much talky talk in the chatty chat. I guess I can message them and see what's going on here. Dragonborn. Wait, what? Dragonborn's what? Is that who's Dragonborn's BF? That's just the only thing that I don't know if that's I don't know if that's the guy I'm looking for. Okay. Is Salinator in here? Oh, oops. That's Salinator. Oops. So playing your match. Okay, yes. Well, we can hang out, we can chill for a little bit. We'll figure it out. Be right back. I think that's for speeding up the late game. 1 point unlock, and then if the game is dragging. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, Tactical Lich, for explaining that. But yeah, essentially, The second point is there, so essentially at the 14-minute mark, if the game's dragging on via someone's kind of like lollygagging, blah blah. Now keep in mind, you know, the points, both points are contestable. So if you're fighting right on top of the point, even when there's the double capture point active, it's not really going to go up for either side if two units are on that point. So it really only applies like really when, someone's been holding the point for a while, uh the game has somehow not progressed to the point where like the other player is able to contest it in 14 for whatever reason, whether it's them kiting or the other opponent has been able to keep them uh fighting them for whatever. Because like at that point for 14 minutes, if you've been fighting for 14 minutes, um at that point, whoever is holding the cap point just has to hold it for, an extra little bit, and it'll double the rate and quickly end the game. Um, just because essentially we want the game to have an ending, and we want most cases to be ended by whoever's winning the fight. However, if, extenuating circumstances, we can't account for every single strat that would be viable in land battle. It is different. It's a different ballpark for the late game, but it's just a different mode, and I think it's a more like simple mode in terms of how like you what you have to know about it, but it it's just different, it's just different. And I think it's very it's still very fun to play. I just don't think you want to go into the mindset of it being one for one with land battle, because it just isn't exactly that. But it does kind of keep you from potentially doing like scummy or really just stuff that will elongate the game for no apparent reason, rather, It makes you fight, it makes you scrap. Okay, I'm not getting a response from you, Mize, or the Salinator, and hello. I'm not getting response from either of these guys. If we, you know what, guys? I think in the meantime, while we wait for people to figure out their shenanigans, um, because it looks like we need to hopefully be able to get in contact with some of these boys, because it appears that they either all are AFK, some are AFK, something's happening. We don't exactly know what. Because Salinator Dragonborn's game's going on for probably way too long at this point. I don't think it'd be natural here. So, yeah, let's go hop into replays. I believe I have some stuff from Umaz and some other stuff. So this is a game between me and Umaz. Let's see. Okay, that's a game between me and some other guy. This will be a game between me and Umaz. This is on a slightly older version of the mod, but it's just like a slight version ago. So hopefully the unit caps being changed don't corrupt the replay, because this is kind of an interesting one. This is me and my experimental Death Shrieker rocket build. Okay. I know you're kind of, there's screen blocking there. There you go. But I thought it was a pretty fun battle. It was pretty ridiculous. Ridiculous. So we're gonna watch this while we wait for the tournament to move forward. And if the tournament doesn't move forward soonish, I mean, I'm gonna start reach screeing. I'm gonna re. Yeah. And then we'll just maybe do a couple more of these random replays, and we might call it there, depending on if people actually want to respond to the gouge here. Yeah, and I don't know, because even if I can go in with my admin powers here of the Turin website, Salinator and Dragonborn would need to respond, and I don't think they have so far. So that's great. All right, for my build, I brought a Astrogoth with Hellhammer and Cascading Firecloak. Hellhammer for the damage, Firecloak to just proc Kindle Flame as much as possible. Let's slow her down a little bit. We have 2 Deathstreaker rocket launchers. These is to combat any artillery, such as the ridiculous, maybe not this Temple of Luminarch. I wasn't expecting that shit. But if he had a Hammer of the Witches or some other kind of artillery duel going on, I think we would be able to provide a decent amount of firepower. More refined, I think you can actually like bring this with its Hellbound ability and the Demon Smith to give it healing and stuff if you really want to contest the artillery battle properly. But I think these do a pretty good job just by themselves as well, and it's cheaper if you just bring them by themselves as well. For the other single entity, technically part of the HQ, we have the Infernal Castellan, just bare bones, just because he has pretty good damage and pretty good accuracy for firing upon something like a Boris, or even sniping out like this Grey Wizard, right? Then we have 2 Infernal Guard. Let's see, in the front we have 3 Chaos Dwarf Warriors, one being the Blazing Beards. These guys just stick around forever, and they still have a pretty good thrown little pack there. Not AP anymore, but deals some pretty good damage to non-armored stuff. We have 2 Infernal Guard, very juicy, anti-large, but also heavy DPS on the missiles. 2 Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits with their little projectiles as well, and 4 Orc Laborers. For Umais, we have 2 Outriders, just regular Outriders. Let's see, for the HQ, we have a Grey Wizard, Boris Toddbringer. The Grey Wizard has Pit Shades and Melkoths. Who would have thought? So both of those are actually really good spells. Pit Shades very good damage, and kind of consistent. And then Melkoths is even better consistent damage, because it has ridiculous damage per second, and it's really low cost. It's kind of a busted spell, actually, and it has a slow. It's just overall gross. Boris, he's healing with his middle end Runefang, Crush the Weak, and then also this Blood Roar, so he can lower the leadership doubly, basically, with his Terror on top of the Blood Roar, and it's just very gross. Outriders, let's see. So, Templehof Luminarch, Bing chilling here, hiding behind the giant pile of dung that is on this map. The Outriders are skirmishing a little bit. Infernal Guard, after a couple of volleys, will totally screw these guys up. So you see them kind of go down. But for the infantry, we have 4 Spearmen, 2 Swordsmen, actually 5 Spearmen, 2 Empire Knights, one Empire Knight, and then some Flagellants. And 2 Empire Knights, there we go, and some Flagellants. Okay, let's get to the opening volleys here. So you can see the Arc of Fire from the Deathstreakers are actually very useful on maps like this, because they track, and they're going to be dealing some early damage to this Luminarch. I think the Luminarch definitely wanted to start beelining towards these guys as fast as possible to try to get the trades, but because there's 2 of them, yeah, like look at that damage. They can basically half health a Deathstreak, but essentially after these guys get a few volleys, the same will be said for this poor Templehof. This thing's going to take a lot of damage from these consistent rockets here. One of the Outriders gets absolutely obliterated by staying in prolonged fire with these Infernal Guard. Definitely not a great idea to try to overly skirmish with these guys. I am going to try to, I believe, get the Castellan onto this Grey Wizard. And yeah, the Grey Wizard is going to take some good damage from these Infernal Guard as well, although they are getting, unfortunately, Melkothed to the face by this Grey Wizard. And that is a very good, that's a very good use of it. I mean, God, Melkoth's 5 mana for like that, like a quarter damage. Insanity. Melkoth needs to be nerfed into the ground. Not nerfed in the ground, but definitely either increased by a ridiculous amount of wins, or just, I don't know, you know, taken back to normal, like, kind of damage that it was previously. Death Rocket is going to continue pressuring that Luminarch until it is dead, and really it's on the impetus of the Empire force to kind of come back and attack me now, because I have these Death Shrieks that will just rain hell down upon their army if they don't pressure. So, Outriders coming in, they got a bunch of knives thrown at them from these Sneaky Gits. God, I keep forgetting my camera reset, so I'm all like speeding around the battlefield here. But yeah, they're gonna get some good volleys in. This is gonna be a very slow plotting game anyway, so we're gonna go. Let's see, get the most speed. There we go. Zoom. Okay, yeah, now we should be at proper speed, proper camera. Yo, Captain Morgan. Captain Morgan, welcome. I heard you were a very sleepy boy. You You stayed up very late last night, you bastard. So, Infernal Guard getting Melkothed again by this Grey Wizard. The Castellan's on his case now, though, and he will try to be firing into the Grey Wizard when he reappears from his foresty hideout. I do cap the point so I can get some cap weight and force you guys to basically advance, although I pretty much already am with the Death Shriekers. I mean, they're going to be dealing some good damage to the Outriders, but they really should be, yeah, they with their single shot, they should definitely be focusing on Toddy because they'll do some good damage. And the Castellan here will be patrolling, kind of sitting there waiting. Okay, that was a good Pit of Shades. And unfortunately, I do not dodge it with the Infernal Guard. And these guys get totally sucked in for, like, max damage. More consistent shots from the Death Shrieker coming in. Castellan will probably turn around and start firing at Boris as well. And then Astrogoth will be right on his case. Astrogoth is no joke still in combat, and you want to be very careful because he's not large. So you have to be careful with some of these like bigger characters who usually have anti-large or kind of whatever. Not like Boris is particularly one of those, but yeah, if you get attacked in the rear a bunch by this charging mech maniac, you will be taking some unfortunate damage here. And it looks like you were in the stage where he's not doing any attack animations, but he's just Naruto running at him like, yeah. But yeah, so we're screening out the Boris. We have the Castellan kind of here to pressure both the Grey Wizard and Boris and whatever single entity comes in to range. Infernal Guard getting some good shots off on the Outriders, pressuring them as well. This is a little overextension from Astrogoth, but I feel pretty confident here, mostly because of the Infernal Guard and the Orc Laborers if I need to come in and try to pressure off these Outriders. Additionally, Outriders... oh, these Outriders, yeah, do have the armor piercing, so it's kind of risky for me to be doing this. I do try to pop a Cascading Fire Cloak onto the Orc Laborers to buff them up against those Empire Knights, because once these guys have decent melee defense, they actually are alright. Their weapon strength is mostly AP, so it is very good stuff against those Empire Knights, who trade actually pretty well. So the Castellan keeps trying to fire into the Grey Wizard, but I unfortunately block his own vision. Astrogoth is able to... No, he's got a chill in here. Now, I'm not particularly worried if I end up getting caught out here by the Empire Knights, because I will be delivering a fat Hellhammer onto them and force them to kind of run away regardless. But I don't think I need to, as, yeah, he charges back in. I wouldn't charge Boris back into Astrogoth at this point in time. Just because of the support of the Orc Laborers. Like, him and the Knights alone will definitely crump Astrogoth. That's for certain. But, like, Orc Laborers involved kind of, like, stifling the Knights might be a problem. Huge volley onto the Swordsman from the Blazing Beards, absolutely obliterating them. Fire rains the ground. And, yeah, Benny Hilltime, exactly. Like, he's just charging like a doofus. Astrogoth is a pretty goofy character. So yeah, we're maintaining our scrap pretty damn well here. And you can see that the Death Shriek, I think, is a very underutilized like piece, and I think they're gonna be probably part of the Chaos Dwarf like game plan for a lot of different matchups, just because of their damage output. They're really expensive. 1200 is ridiculous. That being said, you get a unit that can deal with large targets. You get a unit that can deal with infantry targets. Yeah, we're good to go. We are good to go here. The Empire Knights charging in there. And yeah, like overall, we're getting a pretty good, basically, screen, right? So at this stage in the game, it's pretty not close in my opinion. Look at this Hellhammer. Oh, Empire Knights, Swordsman, State Troops, oh. But you'll see that this game actually like gets pretty ridiculous here. We can even fast forward a little bit because it just scraps on forever. Some of the Infernal Guard are getting wasted away. We see that although the Deathshrieker are delivering punishing payloads onto these State Troops, that only really my Dwarf Warriors are staying. The Orc Laborers and Goblin Laborers, as per usual, are kind of just getting routed off by State Troops and Empire Knight charges. The Castellan gets attacked by Boris, but Boris doesn't... I don't know if he really wants it. Damn, that was a point-blank shot to the face. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so the thing about the Castellan is he also has anti-large on his melee attacks. Look at that. Only 5. But that means his melee attack's 50, and he has 340 armor piercing damage. Additionally, you can just pressure him from the ground as well by firing into him with his fiery armor-piercing glaive. And this Death Streak, fortunately, has been able to fire most of the game. Let's see what her value is. 1900, very good stuff. The other one, I don't know how much value I got, not a lot. The Infernal Guard finally go down to the Outriders. They... So wait, why is this Outrider... Are they both... Okay, there's the Grenade Launcher. These are the regular Outriders. I was like, wait, what? Why don't they have armor piercing now? More devastating volleys from the Death Streak. Like, I feel like Chaos Dwarves are weird because you have to play really well with their expensive units. And kind of figure out how to make those pay for themselves, like, well, oh my god, this Hellhammer. Oh, yes. Oh, juicy. If I overcast it, I think it does more damage. I'm not exactly sure. We can check that. Actually, I'm not sure. Does Hellhammer... Let's find out. Let's see. Damage for a second. Extended effect duration. Oh, interesting. So I guess it has a longer AoE. So it like its little effect maybe has a burning effect? I don't know, what does that do? This kind of... Yeah, it just seems to... Yeah, damage per second. Okay. Jesus, so it lasts 1 more second. So technically it does do more damage. It's just in a weird way. So I wonder... I mean, that almost doubles the damage technically, right? I mean, I can hit more guys whenever cast speed is longer. Oh, it's longer? It extends itself? The extendo? Okay, interesting. Castellan coming back, fighting with the Boris here. The Outriders start firing into these guys with devastating grenade volleys. Definitely going to rout off those Hobgoblin sneaky gets. The Dwarf Warriors a little more confident in their melee capabilities, even with the grenades pounding down on them. Boris, double the size of the wave, yeah. The Outriders firing in, dealing some good damage to the Death Streak. Castellan and Astrogoth are pretty much staving off Boris, though, because the Castellan can just continually fire into him, and Astrogoth and the Castellan will just beat more Boris in melee for sure. A lot of my infantry are routing, though. Those Chaos Dwarf Warriors didn't like all those volleys to the back after all, and the Flagellants don't care about anything but Sigmar himself, so they just keep chasing him down. All my guys are pretty much routing, except for these Chaos Dwarf Warriors and the Blazing Beards of Glory. My Infernal Guard are coming back, some of my Laborers and Hobgoblins are coming back. The Grey Wizard lives, however. And it seems that my Deathstreaker has terror routed from the Boris. We're trying to get Astrogoth to stabilize it and get rid of these Spearmen here, while the Outriders just fire repeatedly into Astrogoth's dome, whittling him down surely. Slowly but surely here. Don't call me Shirley. Empire Knights surrounding Astrogoth, actually doing some decent damage, but more so preventing him from kind of stopping the attack on the Death Streak. Boris coming in, he's probably going to frighten these Chaos Dwarf Warriors, and especially with the rear charge of these Knights, it could be pretty brutal here. Bam! Ooh! These Knights may not like that, may not want to stick around that long, but I guess the routings of the Spearmen actually kind of saved them there. They didn't get the full Hammer Anvil experience, you could say. Spearmen surrounding the Castellan. Castellan is not a slouch in melee, though, and with this little lack of manpower and Spearmen not being the craziest melee combatant in the world, not going to do too much there. But Boris plus these Knights may be able to clean up the rest of my Chaos Dwarf infantry here. We're seeing, just gross grenade volleys into all of my Laborers. And then the terror is probably going to set in and just absolutely nuke these guys down. And I'm going to really be powerless to stop it. This Castellan's going to be trying to hook in Boris this entire time with his glaive shot. Did we miss? I think there's a part where either the Castellan gets a shot onto the Grey Wizard, or perhaps my rocket does. But there's a cool little shot where the Grey Wizard just gets absolutely sniped. Outriders coming back to try to contest this point. I wonder, do they have any missiles left? No, they do not. So they're probably just going to try to rear charge these Chaos Dwarf Warriors if they can. And then use like maybe some Flagellants and some of these other Outriders plus Knights to get the job done. I'm wondering if there's any sneaky Melkoths or a pit of shades waiting for me at this point. I'm very concerned at that rate. Astrogoth waiting for Boris to return so he can fuck him up, along with the Castellan. Has 14 ammunition. Don't want to waste too much of it on these Outriders with 0 ammo. And the more I kind of leave this Castellan exposed, the worse. The grenade like launches aren't really going to do too much to the Castellan, to be honest. And I guess using to get rid of the models of these guys is actually alright. But I definitely want to save at least like a few shots for Boris here, because Boris is still on his last legs. 800, so you just want to probably save like 4 to 5 shots for him. But the rest can be dumped into whatever. Looks like the Wizard's still alive. Outrider's still alive. Boris still alive. Astrogoth very low. He's I mean, he does have 2,000 HP. Okay, it's not like incredibly low. But okay, we have another Melkoths, and that is going to just delete these Chaos Dwarf Warriors. Outriders plus Boris might actually be able to deal a good amount of damage to the Castellan, although it is risky to jump into the Castellan and with Boris, obviously because of the AP anti-large shenanigans. It looks like the Wizard has come back yet again, all of my kind of routing troops there, and the Empire Knights given up chasing this Death Streaker rocket. The Astrogoth is chilling here. The Chaos Dwarf Warriors trying to hold this double point. We are now in the stage of the game where you will be collecting double the points the more you're holding on to the capture, because it has hit that crucial late game period. Now, the Castellan firing in, trying to pressure Boris. Actually did a good little chunk of damage there. For 200 more damage, Boris is suffering. And then the Death Streaker here has returned to combat. Some of my other boys as well. Boris routes off. I think the Castellan can still get one more shot off on him. Let's see what happens. So the Death Streaker's gonna fire here, right? He's gonna get a glorious, like, these heat-seeking missiles are so ridiculous. Like, watch this. Just oh, glory be. And then still 400 here. This little rocket. Boom! And he's just dead, flying off his horse to just obliteration. Sent to high heaven. And that'll end off the replay. GG to you, Mize. It was a really fun game. He really scrapped back at the end using those Outriders with grenade launchers to really deal some good, solid damage. Yeah, I think that was a fun game. I think it was a pretty good showcase of some of the fun Chaos Dwarf Warriors. I think that, like, Chaos Dwarf Warriors are not, like, unviable, I think, as everybody says, but I do think that they are much worse than they were, obviously, because you take away all the, like, kind of busted shit that was about them. But I really do think they have some grit to them, and their elite unit play, I think, is where it's at. You can go wide as well, and that can kind of take people off guard. So I think there's some mind games to be played with them, and Astrogoth's still a Chad. The Chaos Sorcerer, or the Prophet Sorcerer Lord, very good. So you have some pretty good options when you're playing the Dwarves. What's going on, human boy? How you do? Let's see. I don't know if the tournament's really what's happening with the tournament. Because we got to the semifinals. We have Salinator and Dragonborn here. But it appears that they're not playing. They maybe have not played their game. So, if that is the case, I need to message you, Maz. Is it over, perhaps? And, if anyone in chat would like to play a game or two on the Cat Point mod, maybe that's the move. We do a couple of those games, and then we maybe call it good. Because we have been waiting quite a while. I mean, I did do that little long game for you with the Chaos Dwarves versus Empires, a fun little match between me and Maz, but kind of picked it because it was a slower one, and we managed to get through almost all of it before hearing anything back. So yeah, if anybody would like to scrap, I'm gonna throw out some invites here. I'm gonna ask this little group here, and then if anybody wants to hop in. You know what's interesting? I actually kind of like leaving my I'm currently applying to get sales. Oh God, dude. Yeah, that sounds the Chaos Gods of truly. You're truly fighting the Chaos Gods. You know, like you're you're actually literally you know, fighting the evil power that is the tax man. All right. Let's go ahead, hop in and we'll declare a lobby here. Yeah, we're not seeing anything. We'll have to battle. We'll go cap. Nope. Can we get that? Point shenanigans. The password will be 1, okay? Because I'm diffy. The Chaos God of Bureaucracy. Yeah, you're like, you're fighting Hermes from, Futurama. I don't know if, I don't know if you watch Futurama, but it's pretty funny. It's literally just like, his entire character is just a meme about bureaucracy. Mm-hmm. 10 out of 10. Yeah. I did good, Pop. Got the black lung, Pop. All right. Okay, let's see what's going on. Said bummer, that sucks. Yeah, yeah, I guess they just didn't show up or something, or I don't know what happened. I'm not exactly sure what's up there. 100 bond. Yeah, well, streamline the whole slave game to one Australian. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, oh god, dude. So good. So good. I just love that one where he's like, he turns himself into like a robot because it's more efficient. He's like, yes, like I will replace, I will replace my entire body with a like our giant fucking killer cyborg to efficiently do papers better. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, let's see if we can get any challengers. If we can't, then we'll just call it here, unfortunately, boys. You know, it is what it is, but tis the nature of the beast. The beast. Let's see. See if I can. Oh, maybe I can get Falcon to come in. Might be able to get Falcon. Hold on, boys. All is not lost. He's considering it. Wait, hold on. Hold on. The Falcon might be coming. Can I use my wild ways? Yes, we have him, boys. We got him. We got him. Falcon.
Nope. Hello.
Noob, noob. What's going on, dude? Yo, you have
So,
come to save me. You have come to save us all.
land battles with capture points should be updated.
Oh,
Play.
yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's
Alright,
play some.
let me send you a little invite there.
That's capture point still drains units up even when they just fly around.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't really have a
Okay.
workaround for that or no. But yeah, like, that
You
is...
just need to be careful about
Yeah,
that. Okay.
exactly. I wish we didn't need to do that, but it is what it is.
Why did you need to do this again?
Because they can contest while they're flying still. So, like, imagine a scenario, like, where they basically just
wait.
have a flying unit, right? And then you
Wait,
just...
why they can contest when they fly? And can you change that or you cannot?
No, we can't. That's the tragic
Damn.
part. Yeah, I know.
That sucks.
Yep.
Wait. I don't think I have a mod on right now.
How dare you, dude?
What? I just had it. I said play. Whatever. I'll try again.
Yeah, you better, bro. And then
Because there's no way there was like everybody on the mod, right?
yeah, yeah, everybody's on the mod, bro.
Very well.
We've reached peak.
That would be
Efficiency.
perfect.
Yeah.
No, not gonna lie, that would be really good. I would like that.
Yeah, it'd be the world, bro. The optimal world. Okay, where for some reason I can't invite you to things because Steam is saying I can't. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll do the stupid.
I will find you.
Oh, you'll just find me. Okay.
I will find you.
He's like,
Look behind.
look behind.
It's me.
Just
Hello.
appears, bro. He's like American tour completed.
Oh, dude, American tour, that's expensive. I'm not sure about that. Did
Yeah,
you
but
know
you
that
just
your
went on
country is
other. Didn't you
expensive?
go?
Did you?
Didn't you go to the European tour? Did the Italy?
Yes,
and
I did European trip. Yes, but uh the ticket 1 2 3 1. What?
Oh yeah, one. I'm special. Yeah.
You were very special. Okay, so Mary, very special, Goji, very special. Yes.
Very, very.
Don't let anyone else say you otherwise.
I
For
know.
example, me.
All the time.
Okay. All right. What do I play? You
Oh,
want to play Norska? Ooh, let's play that.
oh, you're playing. Oh, what else? Look at you.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
this matchup from Norska, so I want to play it from Wood Elves.
Okay. I see you.
All right, let's see.
See you. Man, what do I do against the dreaded Falcon? What can men do against such reckless Falcon?
Oh man, I have such a cool plan.
Okay, let's see. What screen blocker do you want, Falcon? I have one that's just like an Empire guy staring into the crypt horror's like booty.
You don't need to screen blocker against me, but if you want a screen blocker, you can have any of them.
Wait, you're lizards. I'll bring the chips and hot dog salon. There we go.
Damn, now I almost want to watch, but no. Anyway, I'm ready. I think I'm ready. This is fine.
Yes.
Wait, why I'm okay? Whatever. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, there we
Do I win with this build or it's dumb?
go. No matter what
Hmm.
you do, I'm just gonna say it's dumb.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Alright. Yes. I will bring some glorious stuff, and it will definitely work.
Definitely.
Definitely. 100%ly. Okay.
Okay, no, I don't like this build. Let
Yeah,
me
I was about to
regret
do something horrible too. I was like, wait, not these.
My just like weird, way too weird, just sick. I was almost ready, but not quite.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I like this, guys. Why no unit cups? Just realized that.
Oh, I can turn them on. Yeah, there you go. Man,
Yes. Give me some. I like some.
they give you structure.
I like some. All right, so now I like this. It looks fine.
It's fun.
What do I add?
I don't even know if I like those, but, but maybe I do.
Man. Yeah. This is fine. It's 0 build, so I cannot lose.
Exactly.
Here we go.
You can't lose. There's no losing. There's no
Yep.
there's no losing.
Yeah, losing was not allowed. Did you know it?
Yeah, it was banned.
Yeah, losing was banned. Here we go.
All right, yep. Let me change my little icon. I'm gonna be the Naggle Farlings dog. Y'all ready for this? Y'all see my glorious build? It's definitely a build.
I just realized that we were playing with a point.
Yeah.
But actually, I think I
there we
should
go.
have
Okay,
changed my build, but that's okay.
Yeah, I didn't even really see what map we're playing. I was just like, you know what? We're just playing. We're just playing. Where's it
I
going?
didn't look at the map either. Oh, I didn't change my
Going on,
colors.
Strat?
No.
Strats in the chat.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
That's a hello from Falcon. Only other option would be flyers done on. Yeah, which has different problems. Yeah, like, if they could just allow us to have the condition be that flyers have to be landed, that would be an
Yeah.
easy thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be easy fix.
Yeah, exactly. But imagine them giving modding tools that are good.
Maybe just better not allow flyers to cap at
The
all.
Duke, great map, obviously, and I'm completely unbiased. He literally made the map. Look at totally.
Oh, that's a
Amazing
fine looking map.
Yeah, it's a cool map. I
It's
like it.
fine. I like the fact that the hill is not too high.
Yeah, it's not too high. It's not too low. Just right.
All right, so
Okay, we're just gonna start with.
yeah,
So we're gonna have like.
Soviet!
Thing over here.
there should be somewhere for me to win this, right? Hmm. I didn't thought about this as well as I should have, but that's fine.
Good.
I have something very cool, so
Yeah, I'm sure. You
I
do.
just hope you don't have a counter to that.
No, never.
We will see. You may not. I don't know.
Yeah, that is true. I very well may not.
Let's go.
We'll see what happens, brother.
Toxic start.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
That's what you get for inviting me. Getting toxic started.
I shouldn't have expected any less. I don't know what I was thinking here. Bam. There we go. Genius in a box. Okay.
Of course, genius. Yes.
Genius.
No, you have them. Damn it.
No. Oh, look at you and your dryads. Yes.
Oh, dryads are obvious. I forgot to take them the first build at all.
Yeah. Oh my.
So that was first mistake.
You double force drake.
Yes.
Oh, look at.
Yeah,
Oh my god, this is such
exactly.
a Falcon build. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's so cool. I know, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh Lord. Okay. These are good.
Should be actually fine, I think. What are these? Norscan Warhounds. Ooh, you didn't. Oh, you did it. Okay. One is here.
No, stop Falconing.
I don't see anything on your left still.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. You don't need to see anything on my left.
They will succumb!
Stop it.
Alright, so let's see.
God.
Let's shoot that. Oh, what do you have here? Oh, whoa, what is that?
Oh, what
Okay,
do
I see now. Alright, this is fine. This is fine. Wait, you don't have any champions, do you? Good.
No, I don't need champions, fool. Yes, let it happen, brother.
Oh no. Actually did some damage.
It's kind of tragic, actually.
Oh, it's actually completely fine.
Yeah, this is not ending in the way I would have perhaps like it to.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Don't. No.
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 Yes.
Full carnage! Faster!
Shit. This is a problem.
It
This
is
is what we
for
call
you.
a problem.
Not for me. For me, it's fine.
Charge them!
Okay, let's. What is
This is actually a problem.
Why is. Okay, there we go. Yes,
All right.
What happened? What happened?
Nope. Not gonna allow that.
Die, Arthur, you fuck, bro.
I think I saved him. Did I? Did I actually did it?
did you?
Did you? Did I do that? Did I do that?
Son of a bitch, these riders, bro. These riders of the glade.
Let me kill. You said it.
Yeah, these dragons are problems, bro. I don't know.
Well, you really wanted to kill Durto, so
That's also
that's
a
what you
fact.
get.
It's also a fact.
There's like 2 points. Interesting.
Yeah, so one unlocks.
Is there actually 3 points?
No, there's 2. So one unlocks at 14 minutes if the game's going on for too long, essentially.
Oh, it's so this is how you make it faster or something, right?
No, it's turning the wrong way. Damn it. Damn, Dorothy was not. He's not dying the way I wanted him to die. I'll tell you that much.
I like that.
Yeah. This is all no brain, I would say.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. The turret.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
I mean, actually, it worked well. I can't say you what mistakes you did. It's like, I don't know. We do want to hear?
Oh, you can roast me anytime.
Yeah, I can roast you, man, a little bit. First of all, you let me kill one of your javelins, which you saw how deadly javelins are against my build when I don't have a lot of half
Yeah.
to actually beat you like in a straight up fight. So there was no reason. As you see, Durtu is absolute chat.
Yeah.
Like still alive somehow.
Yes, finally. Oh.
So it's like
I didn't even do that much.
letting Kimmy kill one of your javelins immediately. There was no reason.
Yeah.
To do it.
Was that just with dragon breath and shit, or is that
I shot it with my skirmishkaff.
Oh shit.
I shot it with my skirmishkaff, mister. I was actually so confident that it's dead that I didn't even waste a breath attack on it. I breath attack your infantry instead.
Oh. Oh, I'm dead, Anakin. No. Fuck you, Dorothy.
So yeah.
Yep. There's a fat L, boys. We took a fat L. It's okay.
And also you fought on my infantry, which
Yeah, there's a
like-
lot of catching on the infantry. It was kind of bad. Pretty bad.
like my skirmishkaff, the only thing it could have done that's sad for you is killing your archers, which it did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the back. Also, you didn't focus my calf.
Oh, the Wild Riders, you mean?
I guess it's hard, but I think
Well,
the only
they're
reason
fast.
why
Yeah,
it
they're
was
fast as fuck.
it was
But
hard
I mean,
for
I
you
needed
is
to get the I mean, you screened off the ice wolves really well. That was the problem.
you kind of gave too much attention, in my opinion, to my skirmishkaff.
Yeah. Well, I was worried
Like-
what they because after they killed the fucking I was like, oh, oh.
Yeah, but that's the only thing. Like just keeping Javs behind, and that's it. They are actually kind of useless. They're not gonna do much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could.
Wait, do we actually have army losses now?
No. It's just they're just routing. Yeah, they're just routing.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
It worked the build, but I actually thought about we're not gonna play this matchup again. But I thought about just going because
Damn.
it's point, right?
Yeah.
If you look at your build, if I would go just mass of units, like 20 stack, with like 5 archers, how are you gonna get to my archers besides Burning Hat
Yeah.
and chariots? Yeah. Don't have a chariot for that. You do need to have skin wolves and ice doggos. Look, they did well. No, no, not really. Never mind. I'm
No,
lying.
they didn't. No, I mean, like yeah, it was just like, yeah, like I was focusing too much on your. I should have just tried to crump your infantry really hard, and
Yeah.
because I probably could have, but then,
Just say one of giants get 1100 value,
dude, that's what I'm saying,
which is
dude.
more than any of my skirmish caps.
Yeah, like, dude, freaking
Giants. OP, huh?
OP. Okay,
Alright,
goddamn.
what do you want me to
All
play?
right. Let's see here. We will go. We'll
Or you
go.
take.
I'll go Chorfs, bro. Get wrecked.
You wanna go
I
Chorfs?
want to go Chorfs. What are you gonna do?
I can
against
stay
Chorfs?
Woody Boys.
Stupid
can
bugged
move.
Cap. Yeah, the cap weight. Stupid bugged cap weight. Like the
What?
There. It's not like is there a bugged cap weight for like regular points? I'm not sure. I remember like the thing about the cap weight in this mod is that if you're left with just single entities, you pretty much can't like contest like a blob of units, and that's kind of like a bug. But like me and you, Maj, are kind of like, oh, that's like not the worst like feature, honestly. Like it makes it so like Hero Hammer isn't like dragging the game on forever, but you know, it's not. It wasn't intentional at first, but I don't think it's a bad like actual like aspect to be honest, because like nobody wants to sit there gameplay wise or viewership wise like waiting for a billion years as your three dwarf heroes just like grind through everything or don't.
What do you want me to play? I can. Yeah.
Yeah, one SE versus one crumbling. Well, okay, one SE versus one crumbling unit. It would like that's gonna be a very like niche like scenario, to be honest. Like you know, I mean, it's gonna be like dwarf like vampire count, I guess, right? Like one crumbling
Wait,
guard.
wait. How do Tomb Kings beat Chorfs?
That I don't know.
Oh, I'm going Tomb Kings.
Do it.
I actually have no idea how to win this matchup.
You're gonna crack the code. It'll be great.
It's a plan at least.
It'll be great. I don't know how. I don't know what the whole shtick. Okay, I see. Maybe. We definitely go here. So we take this lad. If it had been like that for Dom, I would have. No, dude. Dom's the same way. Like the only reason it's not like a huge big deal or whatever is because the cap things are so huge, right? So it's like you can and usually like you're not on like a situation where like one hero is gonna save the whole entire Dom game because there's 3 points, but literally that cap bug is like is in every single capture point, like domination or not. So if you have a single entity and you think that you're gonna like put any like cap weight, but here's the thing, is that Dom also is like cap weight, like it's a different system. Like the one we use in this is like it's contesting, so it's like as long as a unit is on it, it is supposed to stop the timer. Whereas in Dom, it's like it shifts back and forth whether how much cap weight you have. So it really is just like, I don't know, like Dom, it's not too relevant because it wouldn't matter because a single entity doesn't have that much cap weight, but in this mode it actually is. But it is a bug. Like it is genuinely a bug. Yeah. Crumbling units aren't supposed to cap. I didn't realize they're supposed to cap either. I didn't really, like, if they shouldn't cap, then they shouldn't cap. I feel like crumbling units definitely shouldn't cap. Like what? That's something I definitely agree. Okay. Man, Tomb Kings.
Yeah.
Tomb Kings.
Does your lords have all magic attacks?
A lot of them do. Well,
It's so
a
annoying.
few of them do.
Yeah, bro, like, I don't know. We'll see. Legit a little bit not even sure what to do in this match, but we will see. I think this is fine what I have right now.
Okay.
The main problem is how do I kill your big stuff?
No, no, you don't
Actually, how do I kill your elite chores?
No, no.
Hmm.
No, you didn't need to think about these things. You need to think about these things.
How do I kill everything? How
He said, how
much?
do I kill anything? Hey, hey. Okay, well. Yeah, okay, so we have that. Then I guess.
Did Nikikara Horseman get buffs? Any of them?
That I don't know. I don't believe so, but maybe a Tomb King's expert in the chat who could enlighten us. I'm not sure if they got any buffs recently.
Like I feel like Horseman gets some buffs, but they're not really good either.
Yeah, yeah. They're not that great. No.
No, are they? Okay.
Uh,
Okay, so this is my plan. No idea how it's gonna go, but you know, we're gonna stick with it.
Right, you can just stick with it.
Yes. Chilling.
That's good though.
Yeah, it's like if it's gonna work,
If it's gonna work.
then it
it's
was a
gonna
good
work.
idea, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Precisely.
If it's not gonna work, well, fuck me, I guess.
Get dunkled on, nerd. Nerd, nerd, nerd,
I may see the
nerd.
world where you will struggle a little bit.
Oh, the link to my Discord, dude. Yeah, no one even joins that Discord. It's just my little,
Hidey hole.
it's my hidey hole. You should play the finalists.
Alright, here we go.
Then we'll do rapid Swiss. Oh,
Here we
Battle
go. This is
Honor.
better, I think. This is a better build. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go like this.
I think
like
the
that.
tournament. Wait, hold on. Before we start, Falcon, let me see. There might have been some progress on this tournament that we're
Advancements.
advancements. Yeah, let me check with people real quick before we start, because essentially the tournament was like halfway, not halfway through, but there was a we're in the semifinals, and then all of a sudden like Yumai stopped responding, and then also like the people who were playing in the other semifinals were not responding at all. So okay, this is the second game. I forgot to say third. Okay, this is the third. Let's see.
It's okay. I allow it.
you allowed. Salinator. Um. So who won between Dragonborn and Salinator, guys? Did you guys finish your games, or did what's up? What's up with that? Okay, so if they don't respond in a little bit, we're just gonna play, brother, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. And then because we're or Salinator won. Okay, Salinator won. So At Rusto. At Salinator. Salinator. If you are both here, you can play finals. If not, gonna stream one more game. And call it, yeah. Okay. Okay, Falcon, I think, okay, don't leave quite yet. I'm gonna go check to see if the lobby, if there's someone, if they're actually playing their game. I'm not sure.
I'll allow that.
Okay, so I just see our game. Okay, I don't see anyone else. Oh, you should have seen it, Falcon. Somebody won with no caster and the Soul of Damnation, the Hell Cannon.
Nice.
In one build. It was a beautiful display.
As who?
Warriors of Chaos.
Okay. If he would have won with Hell Cannon as Chaos Dwarves, it would be much funnier.
It would have been hilarious. Yeah, that would have been glorious too. No caster, just Hell Cannon.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, they might be playing their game now, so maybe hopefully I can hop in for the second one. For now, let's just play what we're about to play here. It looks like they might actually be able to finish their stuff. And then we'll just have Yumaz. Okay, it looks like Resto and Salinator are playing. I don't know how that took that long. It took a long
I'm changing the map, by the way.
Okay, yeah, change
I want to
the
see
map.
different map.
Do a different map, bro.
Here we go.
Alright.
Wait. Yeah, dunes. It's fitting.
See, exactly. It's all on point. I mean, honestly, I do think about that. No, I meant this. There we go. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Or we could just bring that and say, yeah, no, let's do that. Boom. Oh yeah, this is a glorious build, Falcon. You're not prepared, bro. Not prepared, brother. Battle, brother.
Let's go.
Oh yeah. So I think they're playing their finals game, guys. And then Dragonborn, my apologies. My old link, I guess, doesn't work. I'll update it. But nobody's entered my Discord, really. To be fair, I don't do a lot on there. I've been very inconsistent with my channel due to
You can,
life
if you
schedule.
want, you can use our Discord for that. I'll just make you a mod, and you can create like a channel for yourself.
Just the Goji pillar arises in the XMT chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, just
hell
make
bro.
like a Goji pillar, as you say. Sure.
Hell yeah, bro.
No, I don't mind. Do it.
We will
We
do
will,
it.
we will discuss it after that.
Yeah, let's do it, bro. That sounds great. All right.
But I have one condition for you.
Yeah. Is it?
You have to play your fucking meme games with somebody, you ass.
That's fair.
Yes.
That's fair.
That's fair, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Alright.
Okay. Let's see here.
You have more troops than me, what?
Yeah, exactly. Get dunked, bro. You weren't expecting this shit.
No, I think I have like
Oh,
19
God.
stack. What
I
happened?
just realized. Oh god, this map is not good for what I did. Okay. Oh well.
I mean, I don't think the previous map was much better now. You have like a cannon. You don't have cannons. What you on about? I'm super confused. That's fine.
No, you'll see. You'll see what I mean in a second here. I
I'm-
need to like.
So it just assumes that I'm not blind? Okay, okay. I'm actually blind.
Actually.
Alright. I may be ready, but you don't know.
But you don't know. It's actually kind of a decently sized map. I think you might have adjusted this one as well, which is nice. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I think he did.
Yeah, I kinda like the maps
Yeah, that's
overall.
true. I think
Maybe the white lines are a little
oh
too
yeah, but
close every
and
time.
we
but that's-
we fixed some of them, dude. Like the you know that like orc one that we played on with the 2v2 with Ducky.
Hmm?
That one actually has a lot more room now, like in the back.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's
yeah.
like I would like to see more room on the back in general. Just no reason for white lines to be that restrictive.
Oh, did he
if
make
we
Dune
have a point.
smaller? Well, as long as you gave some room, I think. Let's see. Can these guys go in the back and these guys go in the? Oh well. Let's see. Yeah, if there's a little more like space in the back of these, I guess. Wait, do you have any forward deploy units, and can you deploy in my back line? Question mark.
I would like though.
Okay, interesting.
No, I don't think whatever. All right,
Huh? That is so strange.
you're gonna get
Well,
toxic
you-
start again.
Can you forward deploy in like a little
No,
bit
not
before
on your
the
back line.
little bit before the point though? No.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's whatever. I
It's
mean,
not that much.
Yeah, I think this is.
It's like the Vanguard. Like maybe that's kind of the thing with this maps. Is Vanguard is basically useless, but maybe it's fine. We'll see.
This one's supposed to be kind of smaller too, if I recall.
Oh no! Oh, not this build. Oh, I guess you have one. Okay, okay. I was expecting render spam. Like literally, I did not know how do I
Oh
beat render
shit! You
spam.
have a lot of carrying, you douche.
Damn, I should have taken a catapult. I was thinking about one catapult against you. That was a good idea. Who needs this carrion?
Let's see what this does.
Mm,
I don't know how much.
that's a
damage
good
that-
build, I think.
Well, I have
Actually,
to position on
is
the
it?
fucking dunes, bro.
Where's your money? I guess Bull Centaur and Astrogot or something. You have like 3 units that cost more than 1,000. I'm very confused. You have no cannon. I think I'm fine, man.
Yeah, I think you are. Why is this thing not firing? Fire!
Ah, you do have a cannon. Never mind. I see it now.
Alright, these things have a good amount of range. You bastard.
Oh shit! Is the spell?
Well,
What
it's
is
just it gives you weakness
Oh,
to
it's
fire.
just-
Yeah.
Wait. What's killing my guys? What's happening here? Oh shit.
Yeah, suffer. Let's see, is this doing anything? I don't know. Yeah, no, not really. Oh, you douche. Oh, this is not going well. It's a lot of swarm.
I hope so.
It's
I
a
hope
lot
so.
of swarm, brother. I don't know what I can do against such reckless swarmage.
That was the plan, mister.
Yeah, no. Oh. Yeah, I did not expect the full fucking Necropolis Knights. Oh no.
Actually, do fine, right? I think.
Yeah.
That was my plan. I was like, what unit can do work again? We will see. Maybe it's just right now they do fine, and in late games they're gonna get absolutely wrecked.
No, I mean, I think it's more so like the swarm of carrion was really good. Like I don't know if I could do anything about that. The carrion didn't work.
Ignore this guy for now.
I cannot stop them. You're too many.
I didn't expect calf spam from me.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point.
What a noob.
Indeed, what a noob.
What did you expect it from me then?
Yeah, I was, you know, I don't know.
Okay, well, value-wise, actually, this is even. So I'm a little bit scared. Why? So this is not like if I just look at what happened, I think I'm just fine. All right.
Yeah, all my like power pieces are good. They're all
Actually, my chariot is still fine.
Yeah, that was just a
I hope
swarming
so.
of immense proportion. I should have gone melee. Should have gone just run into you. Screaming.
I actually
into
really
the-
feared this Infernal Guards Fireglaves. They're really tough to deal with.
Well, they're good,
If I
but
don't have a casket.
yeah, like
Otherwise, I can't have a casket though.
I just think that I mean, you did exactly what I think one of their weaknesses is that they're pretty expensive. So it's like it's hard to defend them against like a lot of different like swarming shit. Because a lot of my cheaper stuff just like absolutely gets obliterated by a lot of other factions, like kind of mid-tier stuff. Yeah, it is open now. I will hit the conceding seed. Do I have any last? No, I don't have any place. It's open.
How did I took a point? I guess one of my skeletons took it.
Yeah, you probably walked over it. I mean, so all the
Dude,
way-
my skeletons are so
we fought all the
slow
way back here, bro.
that they took a point while we're just running through it.
Yep.
Oh, it's not anti-large renderer. Raw.
Yeah, it was the shielded one. It was the shielded one. Yeah. Tragic.
Actually, Necronize did very well.
Yeah, Knights put in.
I really like that. So I
Yeah, the
think
Carrion
I think
regress
my
as well.
gamble was right. I need to have Skirmish Cup and Carrion, or I will lose to your Lord. That will just snipe my Lord.
Yeah,
If I lose a
Astrogoth
Lord, you're dead.
will like deal some pretty heinous damage, especially with
No, not
the,
even Astrogoth. Look, actually, did they change the cost of Astrogoth or no?
they nerfed him quite a bit, and they like I think they
Is
increased
he
his
still
cost a
cheaper
little
than
bit.
Nakai?
Bear. Let's see.
Yeah, because he beats Nakai. You have more stats.
Yeah, he's like, how much is Nakai like base?
1550.
Yeah, he's cheaper than Nakai. Yeah.
But still, no way.
Yeah. But I mean, how
Like
much?
I have.
Yeah, he did get like he got a significant like HP nerf and some other shit. Let's see what the
Oh, he does have less HP. Okay, at least that. But he have more everything else.
he still has a shit ton of other stuff.
And he's a caster lord, and he's small.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What about mass?
Indeed.
What about mass? Is it 5k still?
5K. No. It is 2,500. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
well,
that's what it was. I
fair.
think it was the mass, his HP, and then I don't know. I
Okay.
feel like he might have. Was he even cheaper before? I don't know.
No.
Was he always
No,
1,500?
he was 1300.
He was 1,400. Yeah.
No, 13. It's
Oh
ridiculous.
Jesus. Okay, let's see.
Yes.
Play first round. Let's see. Okay, I think I might be able to get back to the tournament. If not,
Nice.
Let's see, dude. Let's see. If not, I mean, honestly, I'm fine with them just sending in replays. Actually, that's what I might do because
Just go.
it's
Go.
already kind of discombobulated. Let's see. If they're in their second game, I'll do a different stream or some casts of the finals. If they're not in their second game and they're waiting, then I will jump in because they've been waiting. But let's find out. If you guys are in game, I will just cast later. If you are waiting, I will hop in. Okay, let's see. Nope.
I feel like
No.
I think you
they're
kind of
waiting.
went easy on me with your build.
Oh, oops. Yeah, well, I've been trying to, like, make,
Did
like,
Chaos Dwarf Warriors get buffed?
No, not really. So, like, I've been trying to make, I don't know, mostly Death Rockets work. But then
Death Rocket
also,
is really good.
yeah, they are. But I think, I mean, I just went way too, skirmish heavy. I mean, I just, like, committed so much money to the blunderbuss and the fireglaves, which are, I mean, they can totally rip apart armies, right? But, like, the thing is that you just are left when you do that with chaos dwarves specifically. You just don't have enough fluff to really, like.
I think Fireglaves are legit good here.
I
specifically.
agree, but it's like I can't bring a death rocket and fireglaves. I don't think I don't think I should do that. That's like,
Oh yeah, Death Rocket. Yeah, I just missed it when I looked at your build.
yeah, like. Okay, so we're hopping in. Salinator, Rusto, game 2, baby. Oh yeah.
All right.
Game.
Good
game
luck,
two,
champ.
game
You got it.
two. Alrighty, Falcon.
See
Thanks
you
for
later.
hopping in, man. I'll catch you
Very well.
later. We'll play some Elden Ring.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah. Alright, that was the boy Falcon. The world champ. I'd hop in a little bit. Well, I guess not the world champ, but ever chosen champ of old. He's a world champ in my heart. Alright, we are seeing a Vampire Coast versus a Wards of Chaos build here. You're showing my build. Yeah, well, you know what? That's what you get. That's what you get. And you guys were ready pretty much immediately as I hopped in, so unfortunately didn't have too much effect. But you were correct. I was showing you build. It's my apologies, but not really. All right. So let's look at the coast here. If we can have a zoom. Oh god, I did the thing. Okay, yeah, I need to go switch my camera controls. Raystorm, Captain Roth's Moondial, Drowned Dead, Pit of Shades, and Invocation of Heck. This guy has a absolute stellar selection of spells, and he has for just forever. It's a really good unit. Good melee defense, anti-large. Guy's just a menace. He's passive healing because he's a vampire. Super gross. I believe that's his HQ. Let's change controls while we can here. Apply. Okay, good. So, yep, that's all for the HQ. Then for the mobility, we got the what are these flying guys? We got the Salt Lord Scuttlers. I don't know why they're called Scuttlers. They're not scuttling, really. They're flying. But they're the Regiment of Renown deck droppers with the bombs, so that's kind of cool. We have another deck droppers with bombs, and then we have 2 animated Hulks, 1 Lamprey's Revenge. This is the very good crab boyos with shot and regeneration. Their guns have armor piercing, and they have armor piercing, and they're very tanky and gross. We have 2 Depth Guard, the regular kinds, not with pole arms. Then 1, 2, 3, 3 Deckhand Mobs, 2 with pole arms, 2 with handguns, and I believe that rounds it out. Oh, nope, we have 2 hounds as well. For the warriors over here, we have Prince Siggy Sig, along with a Deathcaster, with Spirit Leech and Fated Beater. And then we have Harry the Hammer, with Heroic Killing Blow, and the Bane Shield. Wait, don't tell me you didn't take the hammer. No, you fool! Oh, You have to take the hammer. I think he accidentally took heroic killing blow. Oh no. You want to take the hammer so bad. Oh, you want to take it. Yeah, maybe scuttling ships. That I didn't consider that. But oh, that is you need that hammer ability, man. That hammer is like that's Harry's like money besides terror riding stuff, obviously. And making all your undead just bitches. We have the Severed Claw, very good stuff. We have Marauders, we have Chaos Trolls. How many Marauders do we have? We have 4 Marauders, and then 2 Aspiring Champions. That's wild. Okay. Not a ton of mobility. So, what I will say, 1, you don't have any Marauder Horsemen, Resto, so it's going to be very hard to essentially shoot down these guys. Basically, you're just going to have to rely on Spirit Leech and stuff like that. And that's not going to be real reliable, because it's not going to kill models quickly. And they'll just get all this free value. Luckily, you have a lot of small entity stuff, like these Aspiring Champions. And these bombs hopefully will not be doing too much of damage. Okay, well, these bombs kind of will, because they're armor piercing. Are the other bombs armor piercing? No, they're not. That's what I thought. Yeah, so these guys actually might do some pretty good damage, because they have explosive and armor piercing damage. So they might be able to do something to these Aspiring Champs and Chaos Trolls. But the rest will probably just do some work against some Marauders, which is fair. And then we have a Giant. Oh, how did I go past the Giant? We have a Giant here. Okay, yes. This is going to be a wild game. More likely than not, it's going to come down to if Harry and Sigvald can just tank the entire army of the coast. Because essentially, otherwise, this coast army pretty much hard counters a lot of this stuff. I mean, I guess the Aspiring Champions, if they get in there, might do some work. There's no healing, though. Usually if you do kind of a death blob, you want some sort of healing, and limited options on the Warriors Chaos roster, but it is doable. They have Nurgle Lords and Festus and all sorts of shit. Well, really, that's about it. And then the Demon Prince, I believe, you can pick of Nurgle, which is a pretty solid choice. So yeah, the handguns are firing in, and they will just tank down that Chaos Giant pretty quickly. Even with his immense HP pool, just his lack of armor is going to make it ridiculous for any missile to be focus firing on him. But the handguns are going to just make every single shot. So yeah. With that AP damage, already about half health. Siggy and Harry are doing fine, but Siggy gets a little isolated by the animated hoax. You definitely want to keep him with Harry if you can, because the Siggy, although a beast, he will eventually get whittled down by some of these armor-piercing monstrosities, or at least extra damage that he doesn't need to be taking, because Harry could also be dealing taking some of the brunt of that. So Pit of Shades goes down, and actually the Marauders, a good chunk of them managed to dodge it. Some of them are still going to get swept up because Pit of Shades just work like that. And Aspiring Champions are not going to take a ton of damage because there's just not that many models. You know, they actually just kind of face take that, and they're going to move right on through. So the Aspiring Champions plus Sig, plus the Hair, might prove actually a problem to grind down with this armor here. Even though on paper you should be able to just pick apart this very immobile army, if you get in without dealing any damage to the Aspiring Champions, they will like shred through a lot of this. The one worry is, yeah, the summons and the Depth Guard. Depth Guard will be able to definitely clean up shop against Aspiring Champions. They're anti-infantry. Yeah, they outnumber them by quite a bit, and they're still very good stats, like probably better stats than the Aspiring Champions do. So if the Depth Guard can be dealt with somehow, if Harry had his explosion, and also if Harry was not surrounded by a bunch of evil crabs trying to shank him to death, Mr. Krabs here, penny pinching him to death, he might have had a better go of it. And I think the explosion does pretty good damage to most infantry too, so really, yeah, really a tragedy right there. I don't think Chaos has a great shot here. The Giant's coming back in. This is a mistake. the gunnery mob getting engaged in melee. They should be fanning out so they can shoot the giant down until he is dead. Chaos trolls with the armor, putting a beat down on the deckhand mob, but really doesn't matter because the key engagement's kind of over here. The aspiring champions are putting up quite a bit of a fight though. These Death Guard are taking a good amount of damage from just the aspiring champs. I believe, are they getting? No, they're getting. Where's the Deathcaster? Is he alive? Let's see. Yeah, he's over here with the Chaos Trolls. Okay, Chaos Trolls getting surrounded by the Halberds is probably not great, but the Chaos Sorcerer Lord might be keeping them in line here for now. The deck droppers with bombers out of ammo, just kind of chilling. They could do a rear charge on these Marauders, maybe rout them off. This is just a scrap, but I just don't know if Chaos has the sustainability to keep this up. Although they did just jump ahead in value. Keep in mind, healing is a thing, so usually being ahead in value against vampires or any undead is a bit misleading. Rothgar, hey, what's going on there? Yeah, so this is going to be a little rough one. I don't know if Noctis wants to be fighting Sigvald. Sigvald is a absolute beast. And really, yeah, Nocti, although he's armor piercing and has 60 melee defense, so he's actually pretty damn good. It's not going to work out crazy well for him in a prolonged fight. Sigvald just has too good of stats, passive healing, and if he brought the ability, if he brought his sword, yeah, Sliver Slash gives him more armor piercing damage and sunders armor. It gets ugly really quick. Sigvald is an absolute beast, one of the best foot melee character lords in the game, for certain. Not to knock on the knocked, but yeah, he's no Chad of the Chaos Gods like the Prince. So, yeah, we're surging ahead for Chaos. Holy crap! They actually are just kind of obliterating those Death Guard. Funnily enough, like, I really thought these Death Guard were going to put in a lot more work against the Aspiring Champs, but they're really not. Like, they really are not, which is surprising. I wonder if the Deathcaster got any Bunas off on the Death Guard. Because if that's the case, that might have actually caused, like, this scenario to happen. And another thing I would say is, I don't know if the Bombers were exactly the best choice. But, to be honest, I was expecting them to rout off some Marauders before they left, and they ended up not doing that. Chaos Trolls actually defeating them. Lamprey's Revenge probably coming in here, coming in hot. And man, Coast is struggling here. They're on their last legs. With Siggy as healthy as he is, I don't think they can win this. Even if they could rout off the rest of the army, which they probably can with these Lamprey's Revenge. But even then, I guess the spammage of the aspiring champs actually managed to keep the leadership of all these Marauders intact for quite a while, which is really hilarious. Even with Harry being thrown, I feel like, because he just died to the Lamprey's Revenge, so that's kind of wild. So Rusto coming in here with another wild Warriors of Chaos build, looking like it's going to work out for him. That is just insanity to me. That's awesome. I love it. Ooh, okay, Chaos Sorcerer death routing. Again, the Lampreys might be able to finish off the rest of this army in combination with summons and other stuff, but there's nothing that can kill Sig. Unless he can kite Siggy and shoot him to death with the missiles. But again, Siggy has Silver Shield. 55% of those missiles are not hitting. So that's gonna be interesting. I mean, okay, keep in mind, if the Lamprey's Revenge and Nocti are surrounding Sigvald, okay, that might be an L, okay? Might be a fat L. Now, Nocti's gonna definitely have to, so Nocti's gonna have to go chase. You need to get rid of the rest of this Chaos Warrior support system before you go after the Siggy. And honestly, yeah, like you run Nocti over here, you try to route off these guys. The trolls may come back, but they can probably be easily routed and supported with these pirate deckhand things. Yeah, you need to get these guys out of here. 7. I'd say the Severed Claw probably more of a priority. Well, what do they have? 900, 950. I'd say the Severed Claw definitely need to get out of there. These guys are 12 seconds away from dissipating. They need to chase as much as possible. Sigvald's putting a whopping on them, probably because Sliver Slash here, or the ability to pop Sliver Slash. Yeah, you might want to just have dedicated Nocti to this fight at this point. Ooh, and that Deathcatcher's coming back. Oh boy, I don't know how this is going to go out, but at least they're dealing some good damage to Siggy on the way out. He's approaching his healing cap. Nocti really isn't close to his. Spirit Leaf's going down on the Lamprey's Revenge, gonna take them out probably. Trying Champions is unironically good these days. That's wild. I didn't realize spamming them like that was gonna be that effective. Now, against Coast, like, I guess... Like, I mean, I knew going into it, right? Like, that, like, Inspiring Champs blobbed up were probably gonna be potent. I just didn't realize that they had the killing power they did. I really thought that, like, they were not gonna be able to do much here. Because, I mean, 96 weapon strength, gross, obviously. But it's non-AP. At least it is magical. Let's see. Sigvald near half HP. Okay, he's near half HP. We have a lot of... Yeah, we have a lot of warriors shit coming back. Nocti might be able to fight these guys off, but he's probably going to take a good amount of damage here. Yeah, whoa, one of these guys there. Okay. I probably would have ran, you know, at that point. I would have tried to kite the Siggy. His speed 40. Maybe those guys were slower. Maybe the Lampreys couldn't do it. Siggy is really fast. Okay. Nocti breaks Marauder. Severed Claw not doing too hot, probably. They're probably going to break to Nocti as well. Yep. They really didn't get that much damage onto him. So now it's just the battle of the Chads. And, okay, Deathcaster might cause some problems as well. Nocti might have had more of a chance. I guess it depends what magic he has left. If he has some summons, if he has some healing, maybe something can be done about it. But he needs to run over there quick. No. You don't chase these guys at this point. You need to go over here. You need to start working on Sigvald, because I guess he could run to the point too. These guys are probably just going to die. Okay. But I don't know. If it was just Siggy by himself, RNG, if it was favorable for Noctilus, could possibly win him this game. Just because of the healing differential, and if he had any Hex up his sleeve, that would be useful. With the Deathcaster, though, and if he has any... Okay, he does have a Nahek. Very nice. With the Deathcaster, on top of these returning units... Oh, the Spirit Leeches. Yeah, I don't see Noctilus winning this. I do not see it happening at all. I think, I wonder if he has... let's see, does he have Wraith Storms left? Does he have Wraith Storm at all? Nope. No, he does not. Okay. So he is out of uses here. Nocti automatically going to be losing, but how much damage can he be doing back to Siggy is the question. Not a lot so far. Sorry to mute myself. I'm sneezing and all sorts of gross shit. Sorts of disgusting bodily functions here. Yeah, holy crap. I did not expect I did not expect that to work. I'm not joking. Like, you know. It's kind of like Rusto has come up with these builds in this new player tournament that have just surprised the shit out of me. Like, yeah, wow. Okay, yeah, 1100. Lamprey's Revenge did a lot of work. Okay. Um, this is where I was surprised. I'm surprised the Depth Guard did not do work against the Aspiring Champions. I really thought they would trade well there, and they ended up not doing it. And it was just so surprising, because the Giant, he actually got some value. He actually paid for himself. Um, the Giant and Harry just got, like, obliterated. And those Aspiring Champions just, like, literally just ran away with it. Now, there was some pretty big mistakes with the handguns. Handguns should have been far away from combat, and they should have been firing into the Giant when they're exposed, and then the Aspiring Champions when they're exposed. But yeah, very, very well played, boys. That was a interesting. That was a fun ass game. That was a fun game to watch. Okay, let's get the blocker up here. Bam. Okay. Alrighty, so this I think is going to be the final game of the tournament here, lads. Thanks for sticking with me so far, and we're gonna be yeah, we're doing it. We are doing it. The final countdown. Nee. Me. Okay. Yeah, looks like they just need to decide on factions and then we'll be good to go. I will be right back. I'm gonna get some some water. And yeah, I'm hyped for this conclusion to the new player tournament number. Well, so we've had a couple, but we're gonna try to do this every single weekend if we can from here on out. So that'll be the plan. Alrighty, I'll be back. I'll be back. Okay, alright, we're back. We're back in the action. Looking like it's gonna be a Grand Cathay versus Dark Elves. Ooh, the Valley of Lies. Oh, this is a strange one. So this one, you'll see. It's an interesting choice. But it's a fun one. It's a pretty good one. It's good shit. It's wild. Okay. Oh, whoa. My volume up there was a little loud. But yeah, man. Russo keeps coming out with these ridiculous Wars of Chaos builds that just come out of nowhere. Yeah, like the Valkia. Ooh, my bad. The Valkia no caster Soul of Damnation was hilarious. And then honestly, I really didn't think that Aspiring Champion build would work, mostly because of the Giant, the lack of mobility, and then I didn't think Aspiring Champions would put in that much work. I mean, I know the Severed Claw do, because of their AP and anti-large, and they have freaking Scene shields. And they're already kind of good, like, before the shields applied in Game 3, so it's like, I was expecting them to do pretty good, but those regular champions, man, they were putting in work. Work. Alright. Oh, looks like Salinator is ready. We have one contestant ready for the final showdown. The epic conclusion to the saga that is the new player cap mod land battle tournament. Yes. It was quite a journey, guys. I'm glad if anyone was sticking with me the whole time that you somehow remained vigilant, because we had to go play some games with the mighty Falcon before coming back to it, as there was a bit of a break. I think either somebody left or I don't know what happened, but there was a bit of a pause, and luckily the tournament was able to be resumed, so we're doing that now. Yes. Ooh, let's see here. Let's see what's going on in the world of... Oh my god. My dog is going crazy. She's just overexcited with the hype that is going to be this final battle. I must quiet her down real quick. Doing a bit of land battle with Cap myself, but watching this in the background. Oh, nice. Awesome. Oh, I get back in time from calming the Hellhound, and we start off immediately. Perfect. Yes. Just how I like it. Okay, let's get this filthy slan out of our face. You filthy slan. And it's going to be Miao Yang facing off against the Supreme Sorceress. Dark Elves, Grand Cathay, in some weird Zinchian plane with a huge circle. So I'm not the biggest fan of this map. You know, I think it's a well-made map. I think it's you know, it's cool, but it for tournaments it's a bit odd, because I think some factions can hide behind this little ring here better than others, so it makes it a little strange. But I do like the idea of you being able to like circle troops around where you can't really see them or whatever. I like the idea and the concept of it. I just think it kind of gets a little muddy when some factions can camp better than others. Like, for instance, this faction, if you bring not the Grand Cannon, the Grand Cannon actually has to go above here. But if you brought like the Fire Rain Rocket against, I don't know, like some Rush faction or something, that'd be rough. You just fire with relative impunity, and you have a hill to hide behind and all that jazz. Alright. So, who's moving the least at the moment? guess we'll go with the Cathayans. For the HQ, we just have Miao Ying. Of course, she can transform into a dragon. That's her whole shtick. We have the Earthblood, the Storm Shadows, and Talons of Night. Talons of Night and Earthblood, very good spells. Storm Shadows, I have not seen it used that often, but that is nice. Just a cheap speed debuff can be very useful. And then Disdain of the Dragons, -8 attack for all ground units if they're not enemy or lord or heroes, so that's cool. We have 2 Jade Warrior crossbowmen, 2 Crane Gunners, we have 1 Grand Cannon, 2 Iron Hail Gunners, I don't know if, yeah, Iron Hail Gunners, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 Jade Warriors, a bunch of Peasant Spearmen, 2 Jade Lancers, oh wait, 1 Jade Lancer, oh my god, 1 Jade Lancer, 1 Jade Lancer here, and 1 Peasant Horseman, 2 Peasant Horsemen, there you go. For the Elves of Darkness, HQ is consisting of the Supreme Sorceress of Soul Stealer, of Dark with the Soul Stealer, and that's about it. We have the Master, which is just going to be support with the Guardian up in the air, some nice DPS, also armor piercing, anti-large. And then we have 3 Scourge Runner Chariots, ooh, classic. We have 4, count them, 4 Shades, it's a lot of Shades. And then 3 Blackheart Corsairs, and that literally rounds out the build. Pretty elite, very skirmish heavy. And just using Dragon Soul Stealers and a lot of armor-piercing missiles as the main win con here. It's going to be a wild time. We will see if the Dark Elves have what it takes to out-DPS this Cathayan box of sorts with a little bit of Cav. The Cav could actually be a big deal here, the Cav play, rather. They can crunch the Shades or not. The Crossbowmen, obviously if they get a hold of the Shades, will be doing okay damage, but those Shades just have such a high DPS. It's pretty ridiculous, and they have 130 range, whereas the Crossbowmen have 160, so it can be a little rough. If they do need to get the hell out of dodge, the Crossbowmen will still be able to fire on them for a little bit. Not to mention we have Crane Gunners here, so the overlapping fire might be a little rough. I'm not seeing a ton of homes for these Shades, but Rusto has come out the cuts and proven me wrong before, for sure. Supreme Sorcerer's Dark and the Master floating in on the left flank over here. The Horsemen riding up, and we just see the Shades approaching kind of slowly but surely. And then we're going to probably see, I'm wondering what these Scourge Runners are going to target. I wonder if it's going to be the Iron Hails or maybe the Crane Gunners. Crane Gunners got 275 range, so it's going to be a bit hard for the Scourge Runners to close without taking some overwatching fire from these human Giselles. But yeah, it's more so, I wonder how this Dark Elf army is planning to safely engage here. We have 3 Blackheart Corsairs. I feel like this is a very kitey, like, an attempt at a kitey build, but Dark Elves right now are actually very good at smashing and bashing as well. Their front lines are not bad at all. There can definitely be some elements that are very good at kiting, and I think having a couple Shades is not a bad idea. Just in mass like this, you're spending a lot of money on some of these elite units that are gonna get just outvalued by a lot of these things, and more so the Grand Cathay line needs to be dealt with, like in terms of, infantry needs to be engaging them, right, because there's a lot of them, and you don't want, like, when you try to compromise their skirmish, for all of their infantry to just collapse on whatever you're doing that with. So I like the idea of them trying to out-skirmish Grand Cathay, but I just don't think it's in this way. I think you need to go bolt throwers. I think you need to go I mean, Scourge Runners are alright, but again, like, the Crane Gunners are lower. So yeah, like, for instance, the Master's going to come in. There's going to be a lot of tools at their disposal now. They're turning a lot of stuff. And so, right now, there's a lot of stuff turned, but what I would do is not fire at these guys. These guys need to move up and shoot the shit out of the Crane Gunners now. No. You need to get rid of these Skirmish, because the Skirmish are the only thing that can really pressure these guys, yeah. So, these guys need to get closer, but unfortunately they're going to get screened out because they're only 130 range, right? So, you're running into the scenario of, like, I think trying to snipe each individual part of this Cathay army a little too hard. And I think you need to have some meat and potatoes to your army. And that way you can actually, you know, have the opportunity to get into the cookie jar, per se. And it's hard with Cathay. I mean, they bring a pretty wide build, but as Dark Elves, you can bring a decently wide build as well. And you can still bring these, like, big players that will deal a lot of damage, like Soul Stealer and some other stuff. Or just fast units, like fast cav and anti-large cav that can just crack, you know, Jade Lancers and Peasant Horsemen pretty easy. But you just need to do it all at one time. Right now, the, you know, actually, Cathay is making a pretty bad mistake here. You don't want to leave the safety of your box. You do not want to leave the safety of your box, because this is what's going to happen. Soul Stealer, Blackrock Corsairs, you're giving the Shades basically like free reign over your infantry. This is 4 infantry units that are just separated from this main battle line now. So this is probably exactly what Rusto was hoping for, and honestly, this is easily prevented by just not chasing. You just straight up do not chase them, and you just stay in the safety of your Crane Gunners, your Iron Hill Gunners, and all the support of your Skirmish. But now these guys are alone. If he wanted to, he could have totally probably routed off these Jade Warriors with that Supreme Sorcerers. Really chasing those Jade Lances is not a good idea in my opinion. I guess the cannon is in range, so maybe the dragon would have been a little danger, but honestly routing off these Jade Warriors would have been worth it. But they are getting just doused in armor-piercing crossbow fire from these Shades, and it is hideous. So Rusto's coming, you know, not coming back by any means in value, but he is getting some free value that would have otherwise not happened if the Cathayan had instead stayed inside his box. Or at least in relative safety of his other skirmish units, so you could push off the Shades. Now there's a little opening, and there's going to be some cracks in this formation. Now, unfortunately, all the skirmish, or all the Scourge Runners, have been used up at this point. And they now have really nothing to get into this cookie jar with. You just have the Shades for DPS, which, yes, technically could probably take out a majority of the infantry and the rest of the Cathayan army. But you still have all the skirmish to contend with, and they're probably going to shoot up the rest of these Shades. Oh, these volleys are coming in hot, though. Man, oh, that was a good Talons of the night. Getting the Shades. These Crane Gunners are not taking a ton of damage here. They got the shield, the silver shield with the 55%. And, yeah, this is looking a little rough for the good old Dark Elves. I think they went a little too edgy here. A little too kitey. A little too elf bullshit. Too much elf bullshit, you say, you know? The dragon could be a problem, but we also have a full health Meow. She hasn't transformed once. Doesn't really need to. And, yeah, there's just nothing to compromise this, even though there's not great positioning going on here for a lot of this skirmish, you know? Like, you need to be protecting your skirmish, fanning out your infantry, giving space for all these guys to shoot, and then crossfire if something does come in and compromise it. Meow's transforming into dragon form, and just pretty much cleaning up shop. I think this is going to be a GG to the Salinator. I don't think the Sorcerer, who also should not have been chasing those Jade Lances for an entire battle. Yeah, if there was a comeback moment, it would have been when you capitalize on all those Jade Lance or Jade Warriors getting shot up by the Shades, and then you hopefully would have had a few more Scourge Runners survive, right? So then you could come and compromise these things. Even then, it would have been rough because you would have needed your master alive, which unfortunately had to dive, or he chose to dive. Because the master, plus the dragon, was the only thing that's going to beat Meow in a straight fight. Obviously, the shades can shoot her to death pretty easily, but not when they're busy trying to shoot down the rest of the army. So, yep, that looks like it will wrap it up. I don't think there's anything the Dark Elves can do now to stop this Cathayan dub from happening. Crane gunners, Iron Hail gunners, every gun on the Eastern Front is raining down hell upon the Assassin Elves. And yeah, I mean, it's still a little fight here, but it doesn't matter. One Meow's she's a better combatant, and she has healing. And she's just a badass, she's a badass, yeah. Shade's coming in, trying to fire into the Meow as she waddles after the sorceress. But yeah, that looks like it's gonna be about it, guys. It's gonna be the end of a epic saga. A tale of fire and more fire, or lightning. Whatever Meow spits. Besides straight facts. That's a cool breath. Pink, like, lightning shit. Yeah, that's just badass. It was just badass shit. Even though she's kind of jerkily interacting with that other dragon. I wish there was a sync animation between her and, like, another dragon, right? Like them dancing up and, like, fighting each other like the High Elf and Dark Elf dragon have a synced animation. Oh, she's gonna transform back. Guess you really don't need to stay in dragon form, but, yep. She's gonna put you back in her human form. Gun's gonna be firing away. And this sorceress is, oh my god, yeah, this sorceress is just donezo. Just absolutely donezo. Cannons firing in. Ugh. Oh, this other cannon? No, cannon misses. Yep, yep. And that's GG. Versus Kath. No. Okay. GG to Salinator. And that will wrap up the mod tournament. Okay, thank you guys for joining so much. Thanks for everybody playing. GG's to everybody. I hope you guys learned a little bit through my incoherent ramblings. Then you saw me get my ass whooped by Falcon a few times there. I'm sure that was enjoyable. And, yeah. I am going to go get some food. I definitely need it. I haven't eaten all day. Kind of woke up a little late and then just started streaming immediately. But yeah, I think this was just a little ambitious of a build. Cathay is already a really tough faction in multiplayer to begin with. No jokey joke of a faction. I think you need to bring a you need to bring a wider build so you can contest melee a bit more, but then you also need to realize that, like, you need to compromise, the skirmish somehow, and the shades are not going to cut it. They're too low range, and they do have the DPS to do it. They just don't have the means of actually, like, getting in there, plus they're very expensive. So, and in a faction that, like, has cost-effective everything, you definitely want to try to keep up with their numbers, or at least be able to crumple their stuff where you can, and there just wasn't any of that really on the roster for the good old Dark Elves. So, yeah. GG to both players. Thank you guys for joining. And, yeah, we'll probably be casting another one of these soon, and maybe some other content in between. I don't know. I'm trying to do some stuff, but we shall see how the old schedule feels about it. So, yeah. Alrighty, guys. I will catch you on the flip. Indeedy. Yeah. Peace out. Goji out.